Welcome everyone to Totally Online Gaming Group's Twitch channel. We're glad you guys could join us for our 2-year anniversary episode. Yay! Super happy about that. As part of that, we are going to be giving away a $25 Steam gift card at some time during the stream. So hopefully, if you're here for that, you stick around, you watch some of the show, you enjoy it, and you get your chance to win $25 Steam gift card, which we hope you use for Tailspire, because Tailspire is awesome. Yay! Also, now, before we get started, you'll notice right now I am the only video camera showing. That's because we are waiting on one of our players to show up, running a little behind, and another one is having to do some updates on the laptop in order to get everything to run right. And as soon as that all comes in, we'll get everyone's videos feed showing. But before we even get into that, we've got to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Critical Hit Gaming Supplies. You guys got to check them out. They are an amazing family-owned and locally owned here in Central Florida company. And they're pretty cool. I just went ahead and threw the link into the chat. Check them out. They've got a ton of different dice, some metal dice, regular, the plastic, whatever it's made of dice. They also have some really cool, super expensive dice. Like there's actually a pair of like $15,000 dice that they offer. I don't know who's going to buy that, but if anyone buys that, I want to be your friend. But they've got all sorts of cool things besides dice. There's also dice bags, dice trays. They got rollout and dry erase maps with grids on them, so you can use those for your local tabletop. And they've got a ton of different miniatures that they can print. And in fact, they've got so many that when you look on their website, you look at all the different miniatures they've got, that is probably less than half of what they can do. They just don't have enough picture space on the website to be able to put up pictures of every single thing they can do. So check them out. And if you see something you like and you decide to purchase it, don't forget to use the discount code TOGG15 and you'll get 15% off your purchase. All right, before we get into anything else, some announcements. We have been gone for quite a while here because of a work trip I was on. So not only is it our 2-year anniversary episode, this is our first time back in like a month. I think it was even 5 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yep, 5 weeks. With the exception, we had some awesome little one-shots that my players ran. I am so glad that they were able to do that. It was really fun. Go ahead and check them out in the VODs. Also, coming up very, very soon, it's con season. Fingers crossed that none of these get canceled. But coming up in 8 days is MegaCon here in Orlando. Then on Labor Day weekend is DragonCon in Atlanta. And just like less than a week after DragonCon ends is SuperCon in Miami. Sure, there's a bunch of other cons going around, but I'm going to go to those 3, and Critical Hit Gaming Supplies is going to be at those 3. They've got a booth there, so come check them out at the cons. Come say hi. Let me know if you're a fan of the show, and maybe we can get you something a little bit extra from the booth. All right. No, not any other really major announcements. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our Tailspire Collaborative build stream. But other than that, I think everything's kind of just per normal, I should say, or back to normal. I will say this as an announcement. There are some things that are coming down the pipe that I've been working on behind the scenes, and we'll hopefully see those things happening within the next couple months. As part of that, if you go to our YouTube channel, I've just put out the first episode of a new short series that I called Tailspire Dungeon Master School. If you're a Dungeon Master and you're thinking about getting Tailspire and running Tailspire games for your players, I highly recommend you check out Dungeon Master School, because I cover some of the things that I've learned and the little pitfalls that I've had, mistakes I've made in trying to run a game in Tailspire, and ways that you can make the scene more dramatic, make it more engaging for the players, and prevent trying to fix things on the fly last minute. So check that out and say hi in the comments of it. Let me know you're there, and I'll do my best to get back to everyone. All right, so we've still no word from our missing player, and still waiting on that update from the other one. So at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and say, without further ado, we bring you The Blackest Heart. Okay, and we are back, everyone. So, still waiting on our other players, but while we wait on them, I'm going to start recapping where we were and what had been going on since before this nice 4 or 5 week break that we kind of had. So, first question I'm going to ask is actually to my players. The two that I currently have here. And I'll start with Eurydice. Yes. What do you remember happening to Eurydice in the last game that we played together?
Well, I remember we were stuck at Jacob and Eurydice decided that they were going to go into the prison to try and do a breakout, and things got delayed, and they got delayed again, so now they're just waiting in the prison for like 2 days. And Eurydice has decided that she's not only going to help make sure that these people are prisoners who are wrongfully in prison, by the way, they have all their strength that they need, so it means they're well fed, they're not sick, and any wounds that they have she's tending to. And she also intends to see if there's a guard that she may be able to sway to their side.
Okay.
Also, there was a lot of waiting.
There was a lot of waiting. Rogar, what about you? What events do you remember transpiring for Rogar during the last game that we had together?
Can I just say that I hate my computer? I didn't realize his hair is purple now and it looks dope. Also, I hate this fucking computer. Continue.
Oh, your hair does look nice.
Yeah, the camera's not coming up for it, is it?
Let's see, Rogar sat in the tavern the whole entire day and night. I eventually went to sleep, had a dream about his dad?
Yeah, because of the pommel on your sword.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember who the hell was in the dream. Somebody was in the dream, and the sword pommel connected to the stone. I think that's mostly. I didn't really do a lot in the last episode. I just kind of vibed the whole entire time. I will say that the tavern was very protected.
Oh, finally! You fucking. Oh my god, I hate this thing. I've been stuck on this indefinite, getting ready to restart screen, and I am just now getting to the working on updates. Don't turn off your computer.
Nice. Well, we're just going to have to do the best we can, right? So, since you are back on, Diana, at least we can hear your voice.
I don't have any of my character sheets because it won't load on my phone right now.
Don't worry.
So I'm only here in spirit, technically.
That's fine. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Eurydice and Rogar. So, what do you remember from the things that Diana dealt with and experienced in the last game that we played together before the long break?
The last thing I remember was she finally actually got to see Maxium, and we had talked for a bit about how to handle the prison break, where to get armor and weapons for the rest of the town that did want to fight back, going over the plan completely with the resistance as well, now that we finally have everybody that we needed. On top of having a moment with the Weasel and realizing how her mother's magic has been working due to him harboring such a deep hatred after looking through his memories. And then finally passed the fuck out.
Okay.
Because they're waiting, they're starting the process of digging and setting things up to break into the castle while Jacob and Eurydice are handling the prison.
Yep.
So they can start up the riot when needed. And then everybody would just go from there once that starts.
All right, so now, from my perspective, these are the things that I remember and the events that I remember occurring in our last episode. Basically, Rogar, as well as the dumbasses and Antonio and all that, kind of held down the fort at the Salty Fish Inn and Tavern. And while they were kind of keeping watch on what is effectively at least your current home base of operations, Diana and Razmith made their way over to meet up with, and Eurydice, no, that was it, just you two, right? Just Diana and Razmith made their way over to meet up with Razmith's meeting that he had, where he found several people, including Tamir and Elijah, which they did not expect, as well as that weasel, and Jason, and hold on, I'm getting all my notes. Jason and Lillian, and yep, Jason and Lillian, and then also the where is he? Man, some of these are not showing up in my notes. The bear shifter. Does anyone remember his name off the top of your head? Because I know he's in my notes. I gotta find him.
Samuel?
Samuel, yes, that's what is it. Samuel, right there. So that was the meeting that Razmith had. You guys got there. You had your meeting. Meanwhile, Jacob and Eurydice were in the prison. During the meeting and everything, tentative methods of communication were established using some sending spells, as well as attempting to use Hrim in a manner to try to transmit messages back and forth between those trapped within the prison and those at Samuel's shop. It was also discussed between Jason, Lillian, Samuel, Razmith, Diana, Tamir, and Elijah. What the heck are we going to do? How are we going to manage things? What is the plan here? Well, part of that plan involved an escape attempt where Eurydice helped Maxium exit the prison, and Jacob managed to take his place using the seeming spell, so that no one would much be too bothered with an innocuous prisoner like Jacob had made himself look disappearing all of a sudden, whereas they probably would notice if Maxium was gone. So, enacting a smart idea, he switched places and used a spell to disguise himself as Maxium. Eurydice, meanwhile, continued to explore the prisons, slipping out of her cage and noticing the pattern of the guards' travels.
I forgot how OP this necklace was. Holy shit!
Well, it's pretty badass, but we'll get to that. So, Eurydice continued to slip in and out of the shadows, moving around, keeping an eye on the guards, keeping an eye on the prisoners themselves, and as she herself mentioned, finding ways to get extra food and water to the prisoners, sometimes using some of her spells or just bandages.
I totally remember doing it was purify food and drinks. Food and drink.
Ah, yes, excellent. Hey, and we've got a Jacob. All right.
Yay!
Now we're just waiting on Diana to get back in, and then I can get the cameras all set and turn them all on for everyone.
I don't know how long it's going to work, but it's working now.
That's good to know. That's a start.
At least it's working.
Yes. All right. So let's see here. We got that one there, that one there. Okay. And I'm just turning these on to get them ready. We'll get them set once everyone's in. But also, once Maxim did get out of the prison, he did manage to make his way over to Samuel's shop, where there was kind of a tearful reunion between Diana and someone that she trusted and remembered from her childhood, who had always kind of looked after her. Oh, almost got it. Boom. There we go. Just gotta wait for it to
For the
load.
life of me, I
There we
cannot
go.
figure out why this thing is grainy.
Don't worry, we'll get it all straightened out. Alright, so, we'll change this real quick here to the right display, and then I'll be able to adjust everything momentarily. But, okay, so, other things that happened. As Rogar kind of mentioned, he requested Razmith take a look at the gem he had found that had a symbol of the Order Vipera on it. And based on the visions or dreams, he's still not quite sure what they are. He felt that somehow this should be attached to his sword. And Razmith happily obliged him, putting in quite a bit of time and effort, but finally managed to affix this gemstone into the pommel of Rogar's sword, almost as if it had been meant for it. And he couldn't quite tell, and neither could Rogar just yet. But holding it in his hand, it felt different in some way. Also, some time was spent.
Haunted now.
Yes. Also, some time was spent by Rogar attempting to acquire other gemstones, particularly the ones that may be used in spell components, for some of the magic that he intends to do.
Like reviving people, probably.
Yeah, hopefully reviving them if they go down. But he did indeed manage to find several stones, and we'll see if that's going to be enough for his needs and the party's needs, or if more would be needed. Hopefully not.
So we don't got no more.
And then
God, how
kind of the last little bit of things. And sorry if this is taking a while and I seem distracted. I'm trying to get everyone's cameras aligned, folks. Once I do, though, we will be good to go, and we'll have everything we need. But here we go with this. All right, so other things that happened. Once Maxim was back at Samuel's shop, plans were eventually made. Those plans detailed what exactly the party needed to do, what certain members of the party needed to do. Hold on. What certain members of the party... Hold on. Wait. You will get your turn, young one. Young Padawan. But...
aren't I like the third oldest in the entire group that's here? I can't remember if Christian's older than me or not.
I don't know.
I think I am.
But the plans were made for how they should handle everything. How were we going to get into the castle? How were we going to, in Diana's case, how is she going to get into the vault and find that stone that she had some visions about? How were they going to handle any potential threats that came up? And most importantly, well, how are we going to distract everyone from the activities we've decided we need to do in digging a tunnel into the mountain to get to potentially some secret passages and sneak our way into the castle? How are we going to distract everyone from that?
Obviously, you caused a prison riot.
Ah, a prison riot. So, and before I hand it off to you guys as to, this is where you are and let's get going, since Jacob has just recently arrived, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked everyone else. What do you remember that happened to Jacob or anything in particular during the last session. This way we can kind of get everyone's perspectives on where they were. And before we get into that, just so you know, we are one player short as well. Normally we'd also have Rasmuth in here, but he unfortunately had to work out of state, I think it was. So I know the feeling, trust me. But let's let Jacob go with answering the question, and then you can jump in, okay?
It has to do with his thingy.
Well, then, that'll help. We'll wait until after Jacob.
Okay, so, let's see, there was a bunch of sending messages going around,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of getting knowledge of what the plan was, and then currently taking care of sick people, talking to the prince, and I don't know if there's anything else specific that he did, other than just kind of talk to people.
Okay.
I know he was in there with Eurydice, and Eurydice being the one who kind of scouting around to give the layout of the land, and just kind of gave the word of we just have to wait a few days. Once we wait a few days, then we can do the thing.
All right.
But that's about all I remember.
Okay. Which that did bring up one thing that is also important, and I think Diana kind of mentioned it on when she gave her description, was Diana did learn about the existence of a brother, half-brother, not quite sure.
Mm-hmm.
Who also said he is prepared for anything that needs to be done to take down his mother.
Mm-hmm.
So he is completely on board with the group. Eurydice also found a guard who they can use to their advantage. I wasn't in here.
Yeah.
I beat you to it.
Also, Hrim is in visible connection distance.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that's also true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just outside of the cave, but he's close enough that Jacob can still connect to Hrim.
Yep.
The reason for that is because Hrim is being the essentially quote-unquote conduit piece to let them know start it now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Because he's been going back and forth between Diana and Jacob.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that is pretty much where you currently are at this point. Is, if I remember right, everyone was kind of heading. Everyone who is actually out in town was going to kind of head back to the Salty Fish, regroup, and start preparing to enact their plans. And those who are in prison were patiently waiting for word and doing the things that they felt necessary in order to prepare for when the time to take action comes about. So, Rogar, Diana, and Rasmuth, who is going to be kind of played by Diana a little bit here.
I am not doing a voice, so don't ask me to.
Oh, come on!
Oh,
I can't copy his voice.
That's fair.
So, you three are at the Salty Fish along with the dumbasses and Antonio. And Jacob and Eurydice, you are still in the prison. So, what do you guys want to do?
From what I remember, we planned it out with Maxium, Jason, and Lillian that they were going to handle the armor and weapon distribution between the normal townsfolk that wanted to help when the riots start, along as well as coordinating with the guards that are actually on our side, whereas we were tasked with getting to the side of the mountain and just start digging.
All right. So, in order to do the digging, one question that you never answered is, how are you going to get across the chasm to get to the side of the mountain that you need to be on in order to
Not
start
gonna
digging.
lie. How big is that chasm?
Big, yo.
Like, how big is the chasm?
Big, yo. He answered the
big,
question. It's
big,
big, yo.
yo.
Like, point A to point B distance across it.
You would have discussed this with Jason, and he would have told you that actual
It's big,
distance is, you're looking at maybe across 150, maybe 200 feet across.
Alright,
Depth,
that's fine with me.
yeah, depth. You can't see the bottom.
So, thankfully, this is a day where I don't need a lot of combat, as far as I know. So, she would just burn her spell slots and just dimension door people across continuously.
Okay. So, how many spell slots do you have available for that?
I can answer that in a second. 'Cause I don't remember what level it is.
You can do it above 4.
Yeah, you can always upcast it. That's
Yeah,
not.
I know.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6 casts of it.
Yeah, I have 6.
You have 6 of them, which is going to give you basically you shuttling
3
back
people across.
3 people across.
Actually, how many people can I carry at a time?
One of the
Usually 1. With Dimension Door, it's pretty much 1.
Oh, don't you have Polymorph?
Yes.
You could polymorph people and turn them into like birds.
Or she could polymorph herself and carry him across. You know?
Birds are more
And
fun.
instead of doing
They
all
are.
of your spells, you can do it by 1 spell.
Mm-hmm.
I was making sure they weren't both concentration. Don't we also have 2 people who can polymorph?
Or wild shape, right?
Wild shape.
Yeah. Cole can wild shape.
Mm.
Do they have the capability of turning into a flying animal?
At his level, he should.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it's 8th level, you get that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Remember.
is he in? He's only like. Cole is.
Well, I can look and see what Cole
I'm
is.
looking. He's 3rd level druid.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Why is he only 3rd level?
Because he's
got
also a
8 levels in barbarian.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah.
Oh, I'm like, we're all level, like, almost 13 or some shit. How is he only
He's
level
down,
3?
baby.
He's a barbarian as well.
Yes.
He has his anger issues and he needs
Yeah.
to punch people.
And the last question, do we have a long rest?
Yes, you guys would
Yeah.
have gotten a long rest. However, even though you and Eurydice got a long rest, it's not the most comfortable environment.
Mm-hmm.
So I want both of you to make Constitution saves, please.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Alright.
You said con saves?
Yep, con saves.
A 10 flat.
Okay.
13.
All right. So again, it's not the most comfortable sleep, but you manage to get enough rest, and they're not forcing you to like get up about and do manual labor or anything. So you kind of end up, sleeping in a little longer to make up for the lack of comfort of it. And you're a little achy, but other than that, you're feeling okay.
Eurydice wasn't sleeping. She was in her
Yeah.
trance.
Even though
She only sleeps when she's comfortable.
even though in your trance, you don't feel like it was as easy to get into. It was a little more difficult
My
because
back
of
hurts
distractions.
now.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It just be like that. It do be
Yeah.
like that.
But this is still the same day that I bought everything.
Yeah,
for
this
us.
is yes.
Yeah, so then I would
Yeah.
not have had time to prepare fly.
No,
Because I had no clue what we were doing the next day.
exactly.
I just slept the whole day.
Yeah, the only real option I have is polymorph or dimension door.
Okay.
Throw someone over the edge and then revivify them.
Wait, question. What kind does... if Rasmuth and Orion worked together, how quickly could they build a 150-foot rope bridge?
Well, I think the question isn't how quickly they could build it, but how
How they did
visibly
the design.
obvious would that be?
Yeah.
Because here, my thought process was, build one, have it rolled up by polymorph, and then fly across, rolling it out to the other side.
How many people do you have in your party?
There's a lot of us. There's
Yeah.
8.
There was like 11
We're
or something
also-
like that.
We are also on the blind side of the castle.
Oh,
Well,
There's 9 of them. Well,
the castle
it's
itself,
11.
but remember, the castle itself is a physical object that doesn't move. Guards, on the other hand, do move. And they're not necessarily going to just stand on the castle. They may have patrol
remember-
routes.
Yeah, I do remember when we were looking at the map and you had shown us on there. It's a good long drop off the edge of the cliff before you could see where we're at.
From there, that's not the only place that guards could necessarily be.
well, what I was going to suggest is if you do use polymorph, if you turn yourself into a giant owl, you should be able to relatively carry 2 people across.
How much can a giant owl carry, though, you guys? I weigh a lot, you guys, with my armor.
Yeah, you're
I
pretty
mean,
beefy.
we've been carried by giant owls before.
I don't think I have.
Galder was.
Yeah, but Galbert could turn
Galder
into
was
other
even
things.
heavier. Yeah, but he was even heavier with all the horse weight.
did he still
When
have the
did I
horse
turn
weight when he
into
fought?
something?
No, oh no, that I cast jump on myself. That when we scaled up the mountain.
Yeah.
I used magic to get myself up.
No,
You all
I'm talking
flew up.
about. No, wait, were you not with us at that?
No, he
Oh,
wasn't. He wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Either,
Because you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He wasn't with us, and that was Dalian.
Oh, that
at
was
the end of
Dalian.
the day, the reason I said something about that was giant owls can at least move 2 people, and if it's just one person with armor, that's also fine. They have a 60 feet of flying speed, so if you dash in 1 round,
Yep.
that's already 120 feet.
And I will,
Jacob,
and
you was here to tell
and
us.
I'll tell you right now, rules wise, based on their size and their strength and the way that carrying, lifting, all that stuff works, a giant owl, and this is my ruling. If someone wants to contradict it, that's their call. But they can carry about 390 pounds.
Oh my god, I just barely make it. I'm 377 with my armor and all my stuff.
But it works.
Yeah,
It
so there you go.
works.
That poor owl.
That poor owl.
Wait,
The nice thing, if I need to, I can carry you by yourself.
Wait, why don't you just carry the person who's already that heavy weight into the owl? You don't have to do it on yourself.
That is true. But technically speaking, are we smart enough to figure that out without Jacob's help?
That's true.
All of this is out the window. I mean, I
I've
do
got
have
an
10
average intelligence, guys. I've only got 12.
Me too.
Wait,
Oh, I got a 10,
on.
so.
Does
I'm a
Rasmuth,
sucker.
though. Rasmuth would.
Yeah, Rasmus smart.
Yeah, Rasmuth
Yeah.
has an 18 intelligence.
He'd figure that out.
Orion has a 19 intelligence?
They both can work together and figure it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
It could be a 20.
And he has
Yeah.
keen mind. And he has keen mind.
That's a good one to have.
Yes, it is.
I think so does Rasmuth. Because it's kind of one of those, if you're an intelligence base, you kind of take it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one as an intelligence.
So I am polymorphing into a giant owl and flip-flappeting everybody across?
Okay.
Or am I changing him into a giant owl and having him flip-flappity everybody across?
Well, if you take away one of the heavyweight ones, it technically becomes easier to move everybody.
Is the owl smart enough to remember the plan?
Am I smart enough to remember the plan?
That's a good question. Actually, owls are. Owls are extremely. Owls are just, according to D&D stats, they're kind of below average intelligence for humans.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so he would remember the plan.
Smarter. Wait, how much does the other paladin weigh?
Realistically, owls aren't that smart.
The owl is only an 8. I mean, that's not bad. That's really.
That-
I was there a few months ago, you guys. Come on.
That's below average for
I just
for
barely
humans.
just made to the commoner level.
No, I'm just saying that realistically,
Oh, yeah.
IRL, owls actually aren't that smart.
They are
Nope.
leggy boys, though.
Nope, but this is a fantasy role playing game, and
Yeah. How
So-
much does the other paladin
No,
weigh?
trust me,
Let's make sure the other paladin doesn't weigh me.
There's another paladin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Agni.
Let's make sure
Oh,
he doesn't
shit.
weigh more than I do.
mm-hmm.
Because that'd be a waste, put it on me.
Give me
Yeah,
a second.
banded owls have a 2 intelligence.
And then don't forget to include all his armor and stuff. That's what messed me up. At first I was like, I'm only
He weighs
227.
144 pounds, I think. I'm pretty
Damn.
sure.
It's a very.
Why is your armor so heavy?
Because
My armor's 150 pounds. Well, armor and like my other gear. My shield.
Agni only
my
wears
soul-
chainmail, so
Oh yeah, no. I wear half
Plate.
plate.
You wear a lot.
You wear
fancy shit.
fuck clothes.
So yeah, I
no idea what
will.
goes underneath it.
And I believe polymorph lasts for 8 hours.
An hour.
And 1
Oh,
hour.
Thank the gods. I was
I
like,
thought
you
it was
don't
8
need
hours
hours
until I
for
dispelled it.
long.
No,
No,
that's
we don't
that's
need
that's true polymorph.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the stronger one.
I forgot
All right.
the sword doesn't weigh.
I mean, you'll get us all across within an hour, so it's fine.
Yeah, I can dash.
Yeah, I mean,
So yeah,
even if you have the amount of time.
yep, I will polymorph Rogar
fuck.
and have
How
him
does my
fly
horse
us all
weigh?
across.
Okay.
The
I
horse
can
can
just
float next to you.
All right. So
You
when
can also just-
I can teleport my horse.
when are you planning on doing this?
Honestly, I thought because Maxium got back super late at night, so
Mhm.
I had thought we slept. And
Yeah. You slept, and that's when you woke up. You had the discussion of events during that morning. You talked to the weasel that
You know-
morning. Rogar went out, did some gem shopping that morning, and Razmith worked on Rogar's sword and the Order Vipera gem that morning. So right now it's like afternoon
It's in the
time frame.
Yeah. I can't reset my spells until tomorrow, so not like it really. I would just take fly. That's the only difference.
So it is the afternoon.
I'm sorry, I was dealing with work stuff.
No problem.
Sadly, the downside to learning how to be a manager. um, yeah, he went to go do the gems. Razmith, Diana, and she would have taken the 3 smartest from the dumbasses to go
So-
and get any supplies from resistance people that Maxim would have told her about
Not
to be able to do what they needed to do.
Okay.
It's not cool. You're definitely
No.
So
taking
that
a
way-
Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that way, at the end of the day, they can start what they need to during the night when it won't be as visible.
Okay. So the answer to the question is you want to wait until after dark.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, on top of that, I remember Razmith was also, during that day, he had been building a lot of stuff to prepare for after he finished Rogar's sword.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he
I
is
remember that.
he is working on several things to
I
assist.
think one of them was a nat chain launcher, I think?
Yeah, that was one of the things he had discussed.
In a wearable ballista?
Yeah, I don't know how realistic it is to be able to get that all done in this short amount of time, but he can certainly try.
Schematics at the
He can,
very least.
exactly. He can keep himself busy with it. That's for sure.
The net launcher is definitely the closest.
It's a fun
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. And net launcher, he may have more success with that than try to make a portable, wearable ballista. That might take a little longer.
Look at him, he's just over there.
All right, so
And
You're- yes.
note, I feel like we all would have been smart enough to sleep during the evening, so when it is nightfall, we won't be exhausted, and we still technically have all the energy we need.
okay, I'll give you that.
Because I'm thinking of it now.
Yeah. I'll give you that. So it is now past nightfall. It is later on. Maybe we're looking at about 11 o'clock at night now. So the sun's been down for a couple hours. Are you planning on waiting longer or to make it deeper into the night, or are you going
what
now?
What I imagine would happen is I would have had probably Agni's the one who can shapeshift, yes?
No, that's
Nope.
Cole.
Cole.
Cole, I would have had, because I imagine he, despite being called a dumbass, he still has some relative smarts. If I told him, hey, go to the spot we have to build the bridge, be a small animal of some kind that has really good eyesight, that can fly, keep an eye on the ridge, make sure there's no constant guard rotations over in that area, come back, once we all wake up, let us know what's going on, and then we can all head over there and start doing what we need to based on how we know guard rotations work.
Now, one problem with that, he is too low a level of druid to be able to turn into something that flies.
Even a tiny thing?
Yes.
Okay. What magic does he have?
He can
Actually-
he can turn into creatures that don't have a flying speed or a swimming speed, I think it is.
Yeah, he's a baby.
He's a baby.
Damn, only if we knew Galdor still.
Oh,
I know. He hadn't done the assassination
I have a
thing.
different secret weapon. So it was ordered after, either after or around sundown, Hrim comes back to me.
Okay.
So I have Hrim.
Yes.
I technically have good chances to roll animal handlings with Hrim because of my bond to Hrim. Because of Jacob.
Yeah. I'll say so. I'll give you that.
Dope. I'll just use the bird to go watch for the gods. And then just tell me.
Good.
He's not. He's a good boy. He's the best boy.
Say you refer to
He
him as
is
that.
the
You're not
bird.
getting any help.
No, he is the birdesty of birds that has ever birded.
The birdest.
I think he's mostly just magic, but
I know.
let's not get technical.
Yeah.
Either way.
He's not really a bird at all. He just exists in the Fae. You know.
It's just an existential concept.
I will ask for Hrim's help to keep an eye on the guard rotations and then let me know how things are going. Thankfully, because of how I know Hrim can't actually speak, so I can at least lay something out to where, like, tap your beak, how many guards you saw, tap for how many hours they rotated, so on and so forth.
You're expecting Grim to be smart.
Grim may be an owl.
The boy, I can give the boy the benefit of the doubt.
Grim may be an owl, but he is not a giant owl. So he's got regular owl mental stats.
I was about to say, to put it into perspective, intelligence of a regular owl is 2.
Oh my god, yes.
I'm trying,
he's got-
guys.
he's
I only
got
have so
basic
much to
thoughts.
work with.
I know,
He's
but I
super
just...
wise, but he's just not smart.
Yeah.
My horse
Can he
is
tell
smart.
me? Can he tell me?
He's a little bit of a bird brain.
Can you get over a tavern? The horse?
My horse? No, my horse can just stand at the corner and watch.
How good is your horse's eyesight?
I mean, it's got a +4 to perception.
Man, your
That's not
vertices
bad.
would have been really useful here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Better
shit.
than Grim's.
What's Lee's eyes? How far can Lee see?
One distance.
Well, I don't think you want Lee doing anything because he's a gullible bastard. He has a passive
Wait!
perception of 14.
Shit, I keep forgetting it
He
can't.
can. He has dark vision, but
I can see really
He's alert.
far, but you guys, we all know how my perception rolls go. I have devil sight, so like, you know, I got a good 120 feet. But it's like,
How good can you see?
how? What?
I can see really good. It's just, am I paying attention?
Different
Am I
question.
perceiving things?
Different question. When talking to Maxium and Jason, would Diana have learned where they post up guard rotation? Like these
Not
guards
really.
go here. No.
Not really. No. I mean, the Queen. What you do know is that the Queen has brought in all new guards, non-shifters, to guard the castle, and she kind of does her own things with them. And Jason isn't into the whole, military type structure and keeping an eye on and how that works. That's Maxium's
Sorry.
thing, but he's been in prison for a while, so he hasn't.
Dumber question that I just remembered. Can I just borrow one of the guards that's on our side and just post them by the chasm and have them keep watch?
You can always try that.
That, their job is literally keep watch.
You can always try that.
Wait, will I
Hopefully
be
doesn't
allowed
get us
to?
in trouble.
Well, because I'm thinking, talk to Maxium. Maxium can pick somebody that he knows is reliable and send them to keep an eye out, so that way we can learn the guard rotation.
Okay.
Hopefully they have good intelligence too, or good
So-
perception.
That's
It's-
why I'm having Maxium pick them.
So it's currently 11 o'clock at night. So are you sending someone out to
No,
to
so
talk
she
to
would've-
Maxium?
She would have had them do that while they were sleeping, so they could pick up a pattern. So they would not be there with them while they're doing the digging, but they would have been there prior to keep an eye and focus on the rotation to see how many there might be and how often.
Roll percentile dice.
Oh, mother!
Wait,
That's
I
both of
forgot
them ten-sided, right?
That's
yeah,
two 10-sided dice. One's a tens place, one's a ones place.
forgot we were digging.
Ooh,
I don't do digging.
I got a 95.
Okay. So with that, I will allow you.
Low number.
I will allow you to have had that thought before you went to sleep, but for future, try to remember if we move to a certain time frame and you haven't come up with an idea up until that point, you can't really put it back any further. So I'm allowing it now, but all right. So it was Tamir that ended up going to do it. He went and sit out there, and when you guys wake up, you actually see him down in the dining area of the Salty Fish. There are a few patrons, not too many. He doesn't seem too concerned. It's not like he's looking over his shoulder like he was earlier. But he's just sitting there enjoying a meal. And you see him when you come down from the rooms after you've slept. Mostly the couple patrons that are in there, they're, having a late night meal and a few drinks. And it looks like they're mostly focused on the drinks.
I would have taken something from Rasmuth. It's just like a long cloak, essentially, to keep her tail against her back and keep her ears folded into her hair, so that way no one can see the fox that dropped after he dropped seeming.
Yeah. Okay.
Rasmus
So you're-
though? The
So you're
dwarf?
attempting to kind of disguise yourself a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can also quickly put together a
Yep.
shoddy.
So
Okay, I was like,
yeah. So you smell a little like dwarf. Just letting you know.
That's fine.
But yeah, you
Why
come
didn't
down.
I ask if Galar had anything?
I don't know.
I I don't know.
Why didn't you?
Too late now.
I know.
But you come down and you see Tamir in the dining area, and like you said, he's got a little bit of food, and he's just kind of waiting there, obviously waiting to talk to you or Rogar or Razmith or one of the dumbasses or Antonio, somebody that's part of the group, so he can relay what he's found out.
I would be the first one to approach him because I don't know if I would be the first awake or not.
Sure, why not? You're all kind of awake at the same time, I'd say, so it's just, if you want to be going down the stairs as well, Rogar, you're more than welcome to both of you be going down. Razmith can also be going down with you. Yeah.
Razmith is focused on his tinkering.
Okay, so he's he's in the room kind of working on that then.
Yeah, because if he needs to know something, he has the cantrip message. He can just be like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yep.
But yeah, she would go down and sit at the table with him. She's like, "So, anything interesting?"
Okay. You joining them, Rogar?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll sit there.
Man of few
Look
words.
pretty.
All right. So you sit there, looking pretty. Tamir looks at both of you. He kind of looks over towards the bar area where the other couple patrons are. Just kind of looks their way. And he just kind of leans in a little bit to you guys and says in a lower voice, yeah. So, rotation's actually pretty simple. It hasn't changed that much from when, we were up there instead of stuck out at the gate and walking through town. But yeah, it's I can kind of walk you through a little bit of it. And so he begins to describe how the guards rotate, where they typically post up, where they look, that kind of thing. And he said that you probably have maybe a good 10-15 minute window of time to get across the chasm without having any guards, that, at least if they stick to their rotation, having any that would be in a range where they could view you. But if they change things up, who knows?
I find it weird that she kept the same rotations that my father would have had us set up.
Tamir says, well, they're pretty efficient, actually. I mean, 10-15 minute window for one small section to actually have eyes on it, considering the area that they're covering, that's pretty damn efficient.
Once we get to the other side of the chasm, what's the likelihood of them being able to see us?
I'd imagine it'd be pretty hard. They'd practically have to look straight down.
Okay, so we just have to make sure we keep the noise fairly down.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna turn to Rogar and go, "You, how big is your silence bubble?"
Let me see. It's pretty big.
That's what she said.
And how long does it last?
Do you have it prepared?
That's what she said.
That's what I was checking. I was checking if I had. For some reason, this is one spot I don't ever unprepare. Oh, because it goes with my thing. I don't have to prepare it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm meant to shut wizards up.
It's always prepared. Yep.
Yeah.
Which why is nice against my mom.
For duration, it's a 20-foot radius.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
on a point that I choose. So
that's
it's
a big.
non-moving.
That's a big
That's
space.
fine.
Save yourself a fireball.
Yep. It's a big space.
Hey, let's see who's better, fireball
How
or
long-
silence?
How long
10
does it
minutes.
last? Okay. How
It
many
is
times can you
concentration.
How many times can you cast it?
If I want to start burning third levels, I can cast it 6 times. If not, only 3.
So only for an hour.
Yeah, but then I'll be working with just first level spells. And you guys, I have no way to. If anyone dies, they're dead.
Yeah. Galar, what do you have?
Why did I buy 5 diamonds when I can only do it 3 times?
Back up.
Backups,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. I just thought in the moment, I was like, this is not gonna help. Could have saved like 600 gold. I have more than enough. I guess I should stop complaining.
Oh, that could come in handy.
Homeless people.
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Because it's gonna be the noise that possibly alerts them more than anything. Once we can get, if within that first, and sadly you're gonna have to burn through the slots, if within the first hour we can get as deep as we can into that mountain, the possibility of them hearing us afterwards, if we can quote unquote block off the back end, is slower. Because if we get deeper inside, the walls themselves will cancel out the noise, but it'll echo through whatever way we came in. If we block off the way we came in, the noise then cancels. So we just need it for that first hour to get as deep as we could.
Oh, we just have one problem. We'll have to change your plan a little, because as a polymorph bird, I cannot cast spells.
No, you're only polymorphed until you get us all across. After that, I release it.
Okay. I was thinking.
No, you would get everybody
So
across.
we would only.
I released
Okay,
it.
so we only. Okay, so we're using it after we're across, not
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
we're across.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I was like. I don't know if I can hold on to a spell.
No. The polymorph is to get everybody across. Once everybody's across, I release the polymorph, and then you start casting silence so we can start digging our way through as fast as we can, as deep as we can, that first hour, and then block off temporarily the way we came in to dampen the noise so the guards don't hear. If for whatever reason it seems like a guard got alerted, if Galar is with us, she has mass suggestion. So any creatures that she can reach, if they fail to save, she can essentially be like, hey, you never saw anything, and you're never gonna report anything. And it lasts for 24 hours.
Yeah, I have suggestions. So.
And by then, we would be inside the castle.
Well, you hope. Remember,
Yeah.
it's going to be a good solid day to day and a half
Yeah.
to quietly make it all the way through the mountain.
Okay, if it took us a day and a half to quietly get through, do I need to even worry about the noise cancellation?
You might. It might be a good idea.
Because
You don't know, though. I mean, you might not need it. You might need it. Kind of just
I
have to
could
go
also-
with your gut on it, I guess.
Yeah, I could also use Hrim to fly up and keep an eye on the guards while we're doing this to see if they get alerted. If it looks like they're starting to notice something, he can fly down to let us know. We can stop, so on and so forth.
Yeah. So, is
I just don't
that-
know if anybody else has silence.
well, so what is the plan? Let's hear what is the plan you guys are enacting for getting across the chasm, starting your dig, continuing your dig. Just give me, this is how we're gonna do things.
The chasm, is it one of those like dead pitch darkness chasms, or is it like foggy chasm?
I can see down into the chasm all the way down until I can't see anymore because it's just seems to go on way too deep and can't see past that.
Weirder question. From the top of the ridge down into the chasm, how far can you see? From like where the guards would be down
How
into
far
the chasm,
how far can your character see?
I have 60 feet of dark vision.
How much can a normal character see during the day?
Yeah, 60 feet, I guess.
Oh my, that's horrible. That's crazy.
So,
man.
Yeah.
and here's
I got
another
120.
question. From where the guards are to the beginning of like the entryway of the chasm, would Jason have told me how far that is, like the distance?
I can see 300 feet with my dark vision.
Best.
You're
Best.
also an elf.
So exactly
No,
where?
because of my cleric abilities.
Yep. Exactly what was your question then? How far from where to where?
From from where the guards are, that they could see things, down into the top of the chasm, how far is that?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about, but that's, I mean, if you want to call that the top of the chasm, that's about 100 feet from that place.
So
but over
where
here,
where the guards rotate to the end,
but over
like if you
there,
step off the ledge and fall into the chasm, how far of a distance is that?
well,
Because I
not,
know there were 2 levels of mountain. I
yeah, but
remember that much.
they're not always just there. Again, guards move, and there's more places that they can be where they could see into a chasm, like not above it.
To put in perspective, the reason I'm asking is because my brain is going, I polymorph him into a giant owl, he carries people across. Grim goes ahead of him to see if there are any guards that could possibly see him, doubles back quickly if there are, and then Rogar could drop into the chasm to hide for a moment in case the rotation happens sooner, and then continue across.
You're just gonna have to give me what your plan is, and see if that plan plays out.
I think that's what we'll do. During the rotations, we'll move people across while you're polymorphed. Grim will go ahead of you, so that way if he sees any guards that weren't supposed to be there during the rotation points, he can let you know and lead you down into the chasm to try and get out of their field of view, and then go back up and drop them off once they're clear. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me. I'm just laughing at a little owl's guiding a big owl.
Because Grim would go ahead to make sure the guards aren't there, and as you're starting to come across, and if he sees any, he can double back, have you drop into the chasm, and then lead you back up once he sees that they're gone.
What vision does an owl have? What's my new vision about to be?
Your new vision is about to be. Wait one. Go back to this. Dark vision, 120 feet.
Oh, yay! So I don't lose anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just as long as don't cast darkness on me.
So as long as Grim is 60 feet ahead of you, you would be able to see if he's alerting you or not.
Yeah.
Which would give enough distance per their vision to be able to drop into the chasm before they could possibly see you.
Yeah.
Because if we can use the chasm as a hideable system and then come back up, that's where my brain's going, based on the information we have. Especially because she brought in non-shifter mercenaries. So they may not have the same vision that I do. It might be better or worse.
Rogar, before we would leave, Rogar would ask these mercenaries that this queen has brought in, what are the primary races we're dealing with? The human?
Dwarf, elf.
There is a mix of different ones, but yeah, there are a couple of them that Jason would have been able to tell you about that
Tamir
are
or Jason?
quite Jason. He would have been able to tell you about a couple of the guards he saw when he has been in talking to the queen. Some of them, because he spent more time in the palace than Tamir has. Tamir just spent a couple hours out there watching guard movements.
Well, I care more about the guard movement.
Yeah.
But
the knowledge that Jason would have on what races he sees most frequently would also help.
Mostly humans, but there are a few. He's not exactly sure the race before. There's some kind of weird dog-like, not a shifter, but a dog-like creature.
Oh fuck! The buggy thingies. What are they called?
No, not like that.
That's what call them, dogs.
It's a dog-like thingy. I'm not sure what I've never seen these creatures before this.
Heard of this.
Kind of like, almost like a giant hyena that stands on two legs.
Oh! I have a trick! I cheat sheet. Diana never gave Jacob back his book. She still has his book of all the races he has ever written down inside of it with
Okay.
pictures.
Okay.
Could she show Jason a picture of the race and then figure out what it is?
It depends on if it depends on if Jacob has actually seen these before and written them in the book. So Jacob, give me a percentile dice roll, please.
Character, I know what this character.
I mean, it's a good idea.
In character, I don't know if Rogar's ever seen one of these.
76.
76, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll say yeah then. I'll say yeah. So you've shown him a picture, and Jacob has it written down, Knowles.
You said Knowles?
Yeah,
Knowles.
Right when I heard hyena, I was like, oh, I love these little creatures. They're adorable.
What the fuck is a knoll?
They're, oh my god, they're like my precious children. I want one as a pet. They're people though, so you can't do that.
Jacob's book, all up Pokedex entry. Knowles.
Knowles.
Does it say they're dark vision?
What? No. He doesn't have.
Like humanoid.
Yes.
I can't even find a knoll.
Gnoll.
Yeah, G.
Yeah, I thought, but I can't find one. Where the fuck are you?
Just internet. Gnoll and D&D. Just type that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say when the image loads up, they're ugly,
Yeah.
Aww.
But they're so ugly, they're cute.
they're not. Like, you just have to see them for what
Oh
they're worth.
shit!
Um,
Oh, it's from Critical Role. That's why.
No, they're not. Those are a base D&D monster.
Oh, they're a monster. That's why I couldn't find them. I looked in races.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they're not.
Oh shit! What is your dark vision? How far can you fucking see?
Hey, you can't look that up. Don't be looking that up. You don't know that info.
Don't metagame,
I'm
Yeah.
not.
like I used to do.
All right, so you're having him lead out with Rogar polymorphed into a giant owl, carrying people across.
I
That's
would
your
say
plan.
Before that,
Mhm.
since now that Rogar knows that most of them, some guards that they have seen are human, like us worried so much about how far they can see won't really matter. Because if they're humans, they don't have dark vision.
Yeah, but I don't know the distance of those knolls.
Yeah. Well,
So
Rogar will assume. I do not know Null's distance, but I'm assuming it's like. Well, no, they're more animal than they are human.
so they might have
Probably wouldn't
60 like
assume
me.
that. Yeah, so if Rogar would have started going around like asking every single person in our group, "Hey, how far can you see? Tell me so you can't see my hand anymore."
Here, hold on. Stand over here. Read this chart. What letters does it say on this line? Next line.
Everyone's about 60
Anyway,
feet.
but no. So I think that'll work. I think that plan to get across will work.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
gonna sneeze, and it's like, oh, you're nearsighted. How do you see so well? You
All
need
right.
glasses.
See, the thing is, Reese's, I'm blind, so I don't see at all.
Ah,
That's true.
I see.
So,
Okay,
yeah, no,
so that's the
method we
plan?
would use to get
Okay.
across.
All right, so that is your plan. So,
Sounds
it is
good.
11 o'clock at night. Are you going to head out and enact the plan now, or are you going to wait until it's a little bit deeper into the night?
We can at least start getting across now.
Okay, so you're making your way from the Salty Tavern, or the Salty Fish Inn and Tavern, up towards the mountain pass. Okay. So you start making your way. This is a good, like, 2.5 hour walk to get through the city, through the winding streets, and up towards the pathway that eventually kind of comes out of the city proper and starts
How did I know that was
heading
that one?
up.
We would have left earlier and
curved.
then started at 11.
Yep, and then curves towards the peak that has the castle on it, and basically a natural bridge made of the stone of the mountain, as if it was suspended there naturally, and then everything else underneath it fell away. You see this chasm, about 150, 200 feet across, and you cannot see the bottom.
Cool.
And you
I
said
will-
there's just magically a bridge there?
It's a bridge, it's like a natural bridge of stone. Like the stone, like there used to not be a chasm, and then some of the stone that goes across this area from this portion, this part of the mountain, to this other peak, managed to stay up, and all the other stone, like it's split underneath it. That's what it kind of looks like must have happened. But at the same time, you would know, Diana, you'd remember this from your childhood, that it was always kind of a miracle looking at how does this stone not just fall away? And your father had told you, and others had told you, that the stone itself was actually, this bridge was actually created out of chunks of stone of the mountain, hoisted together using magic to put them in place, and then basically fuse them into this bridge that goes across.
Question. Would Rasmuth, being a mountain dwarf and used to things like that, would he know how stable that is?
Yeah.
Is it stable?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can just walk across?
Well, yeah, if you plan on walking directly into the mouth of the cave that has guard stationed there, right across from it,
that's what
going
you mean.
up through the
I was
mountain.
I can't see whatever you're talking about if
Well,
you're pointing at things.
let's fix that.
I was like, man.
Yoink.
Also,
There we go.
Would she have known it was like a 2-hour walk?
You may have.
Because wouldn't have Jason told us?
You can kind of figure from the, hold on, let me fix this.
Because my brain was thinking at 11 o'clock is when they would have started going across this chasm. So she would have planned to head there prior to that.
Okay, you could have headed there prior to that. So you
Because
slept.
otherwise
You
we're
so
not
you
getting there
slept
until, like,
earlier in the
1:30
day.
in the morning.
You slept earlier in the day then. Very well.
Yeah.
That is perfectly fine.
Nap.
All the
Power
naps.
nap.
But yeah, we'll still go forward with what we originally planned, because I can't think of a better idea.
Okay.
My
I will say I'm
intelligence is
bringing
actually
my
a
horse.
10.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my horse and leave my horse in like a safe area. Not safe, but like tied up to a
Question.
wall.
The
Alright.
bridge was the bridge had used magic to put all those stones in place and lock it there. Yes.
Yes. But now they're like physically
Where-
fused together. It's like they were melted in some places
With
to
magic.
to lava, and then to like between the stones, and then it was allowed to cool, and so now think of it like cementing everything.
Oh damn.
It's not held up by magic anymore. Magic was just used as a way to create the structure, to make
That
it
you
stick.
move Earth.
Yeah.
Where does that cave lead into again?
It leads in, up, and around to the front of the castle.
Okay. And everyone who is with me is myself, Rasmuth, Galar, Antonio, Rogar, not Ulysses, the 5 dumbasses.
So many.
So that's 10 people.
Yeah, I wouldn't have brought Nightmare with me. And my horse.
Turning to Orion, because he's the one with the highest intelligence. Orion and Rasmuth. Diana would ask them, what would you need to do to bring that bridge down?
To bring that bridge down? Ooh. Yeah,
Ulysses did give Orion and Rasmuth the grenade that Zeroth gave her so
Yeah.
that they could reconstruct it,
Yep.
reverse engineer it.
Yeah, Rasmuth would, and Orion, they'd have to talk about it a bit, but after some deliberation and stuff, lots and lots of those. Lots and lots and lots of those. But it could be done.
Do you think when all the riots start, if we set something up very carefully to blow the bridge, would that be a good idea or a bad idea? So no one could get out.
Problem is, then none of our side could get in to provide support.
Yeah, because I was thinking if everybody gets pulled out of the castle and then you blow the bridge, she has no way out directly.
Yes, but if I highly doubt, between Orion and Rasmuth, they're smart enough. They'd probably advise you that,
Not a good idea.
highly doubt that a queen who is surrounded by, personal guards that are well paid to keep her safe is just going to say, "Oh, there's a commotion. All of you guards in the entire castle go out and go across the bridge just in case it doesn't get blown up."
Yeah.
She's probably going to keep a lot near her,
This is when Diana just leans towards Galara or Rogar and she goes, and this is why I have no confidence in being a queen, because that's where my brain went.
Well, I will give you military training. I at least know that. Military stuff, I'm good.
Anyway, once they would find a location that was safe enough to be able to get across the chasm to
Yep.
start digging where they need to.
Yep, and as I kind of pointed out to you before, if you look on stream, you'll be able to see.
Oh shit, that means I have to pull it up. Hang on.
If you look on stream, what you will see is this in here. This is the chasm itself. Oh wait, let me
Hang on,
know.
I have to get through ads.
Ads.
I'm glad I loaded up Tailspire, because, my computer can handle that.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes a little while to get over there. Okay, here we go.
Okay, but this
Okay, yeah.
this is the chasm.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the chasm. This, of course, then, is the bridge that I was talking about, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the tunnel that leads. This is the tunnel that leads in and up and around to the front of the castle. And there are guards that are stationed in there and guards that kind of patrol out here.
And where was it that Jason said we needed to dig?
Right over here.
So in the tunnel?
No, you're basically away from the tunnel in this cliff wall. You're going to have to dig in.
There's a delay, that's why.
Yeah. You're going to have to dig into the cliff wall and then up kind of at an angle to come up into an upper section and angle your way up. So it's going to be a lot of angled upward digging. Like maybe 45-degree angle at times, even.
We're hearing this is not happy anymore. I will definitely supervise.
Oh god, that is really close for a lot of digging noise.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, even with an hour worth of silence.
Mm-hmm.
It's like most of this, like the hour is gonna be us trying to get through the very forest portion. Oh wait.
Especially because We have to go directly over the tunnel.
Yeah.
Could.
Yes, indeed you do.
How much time would we have if I knocked out the guards inside the tunnel with sleep?
Sleep only lasts 1 minute.
But it keeps
Well-
them unconscious.
No, they stay asleep unless something wakes. Well, they stay asleep unless
Oh.
something wakes them up. It's not like the spell is gone. It's basically, sleep doesn't last a minute. Sleep is, it's an instantaneous effect. It puts them
But
to.
its duration says 1 minute.
Well,
That's what I was told recently.
yeah,
And then they
but-
wake up a minute later.
yeah. I like that if, if they take damage or an ally takes an action to wake them up, they wake up. Other than that, they're actually asleep. Now, if you're making lots of noise, I might give them after the minute, I might give them a perception check to wake up. That kind of stuff. Like if battle's going on around them, yeah, I might do that.
Oh, wait. No, mine literally lasts a minute. What was my question? Oh, my question would be to the group of how quiet is everyone? Like who is? I'm not stealthy.
Neither am I.
Because
With-
I could cast invisibility 3 times, so 3 people could be invisible, and then I'll be out of
Now,
stealth
here's
once
another
again.
thing.
I can do
We only-
9
we
people
only-
invisible.
We only need the tunnel just big enough for us to fit through. It doesn't need to be ginormous.
I am 6 feet tall. Am I the tallest
know.
one of the group?
No, Cole is
Like 7
Cole,
something.
7'4", I believe.
So that's a lot of crouching for us.
But we only need it just big enough for us to be able to get through. We don't need some giant tunnel like where the guards are.
Yeah, Cole's 7'4".
Now that we're if we're actually here and we can see it, I feel like
Yeah.
Roger is a little bit unsure now.
Echo is 6 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just need the tallest, because you can't ask a person to crouch for 24 hours, and maybe if more. Rogar's not gonna be. Rogar, I'll stand outside the fucking thing until it's over.
And
I'm like, oh, you want me to wait 36 hours? Nah, I'm not crouching 36.
Be so happy you weren't alive during World War I.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
good.
So,
Rogar would have died.
so once again, my question for
No,
you
we were just alive
becomes,
for the Civil War.
yes.
I was 12 though, so I fit.
Well,
So,
I'm
my
also
question,
thinking
hold
in the
on.
sense-
My question once again becomes for you, because now you are technically
There.
standing on the, near the lip of this chasm, potentially within the view of guards if they happen to come by. It is dark, and you are a distance away, so maybe not for being able to see you. But you are standing there trying to look across this chasm. What do you guys do? You can sit there and start trying to hash out plans, but all that's going to do is make noise, and staying out there longer, more chance that a guard might see you.
I'm also looking at this in the sense of, she went over this plan with Maxium and Jason knows enough about the inner workings of the castle, and Maxium knows enough about the outer workings. If it was really that bad of a plan, they would have told her no. They would have told her to look at a different method.
Yeah.
This is mainly just to get her and the select group that she chooses inside of the castle to start the raid. It's not to get many people inside. It's only a select group.
I feel like Rogar's only problem with this is the fact that
If he
No
doesn't want to
matter
be
how-
inside of the cave, that's fine.
no matter how fast we dig, it's gonna make sound. I don't see us getting an hour's worth deep into where it's gonna be like, okay. That's where, like, Rogar's like,
Because like this is the entire plan she went over with Maxim and Jason, and they would have known how much noise it would have made to dig into the mountain. So I'm also kind of relying on the sense of Jason has a really fucking high intelligence, so he would have been able to go, no, that's not a good idea, they would hear you, instead of this is where you would need to be to do it.
I mean, Rogar will do it, and he is doubt, because, you know, one thing he's learned in war is expect the unexpected.
Hence why she also brought heavy hitters.
But don't we need heavy hitters to clear the path?
Yeah, one of the heavy hitters is the one who's got to clear the path.
Yeah, so most of, besides me...
The problem is I have no other plans, guys.
Yeah, I mean, my idea was turning everyone invisible and we all walk by.
Because we have to figure out a way to get into the castle so I can teleport to the vault.
This is why I don't like plans.
Yeah.
Except if we just
In front of me.
except I also know if we do everything just freehand and say fuck it, it's even less likely to work in our favor.
Oh yeah, no, totally, but it's still more fun.
Not really.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
If you have faith, I'll go through with it. It's just...
Here, I'm throwing hope into the wind. Razmith and Galar are fucking mountain dwarves. They know how much noise it takes to dig into a fucking side of a cliff. Do they know how to do it without making a shit ton of noise?
Yeah, dwarves help.
Well, sure,
They are
of
mountain
course,
dwarves.
of course.
So you can start digging through without making a shit ton of noise to alert people.
If I said I can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Then I am putting all of my faith in you guys to get this started.
If
They-
goes
they-
down,
They look at each other
both of you.
and just kind of nod.
You're both magic users. I will kill you.
And they laugh at you, like that's. I like him.
I'm just dead.
I like him.
He's
He's good people. I like him. Makes good jokes.
I might be down 6 spell slots, but you know what? I got first level.
Again, that is the question. That would also be, would you guys even need the silence spell?
Yeah.
Couldn't hurt.
Then get as far as you can in the first hour, and after that, just be careful on the noise.
All right.
Or
So
if
you
can
want
finish before the first hour, please
so
let me know. I need to
so you want
conserve.
so you want speed in the first hour, and silence in the following.
Yes.
I think we gotcha.
I really hope so.
I know, Ms. Diana, you
do I
better
have
be
anything
focused
that
on
can-
healing.
Did Galar and I have anything that could... I don't. I have health, but that's it. What do you have?
Yeah, because once I'm done with all the spell slots, I'm pretty much a melee character. Like, in combat, all I'm gonna be able to do is swing a sword. Because a cure wounds isn't gonna help anyone really. So Rogar will look to Dyna and be like, okay, healing is all on you now. Because all my good healing spells are gone. I can't even cast aid for tonight.
Quit freezing.
Okay. But yeah, we will do that, because it's the best bet I got.
Oh. Rogar will quickly ask, what about... So this is going to take about a day, we said, right?
Day and a half. Yep.
Does anyone have, let me just verify. Oh, I have a bedroll, never mind, I'm good. Because I'm like, eventually I'm going to have to sleep to regain spell slots.
Yeah, we all have something you can sleep on.
Yeah, I was nervous as the last 4 characters I played do not have bedrolls for some reason. So I was like, hey, maybe I don't have a bedroll in Rogar either. But no, I do.
But yeah, that is how they would do it. She has to rely on the knowledge of the mountain dwarves to be able to.
All right. So that's what you guys are going to do. I'm wanting to get this. So you're Hrim,
I know.
then polymorphed giant owl Rogar carrying people across, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Then over there, you're going to do silence spells for the first hour while speed digging. And then after that, quiet digging until you get to the tunnel that you're trying to get
The
to.
dwarves know how to do it. Yeah.
Okay. So,
You make it sound like a video game, like
Yeah.
the speed digging, quiet
Yes.
digging.
yes.
I mean, if I could ritual cast you guys, this would be like so much better. But
Yeah.
sorry.
Unfortunately, you have too high of a cooldown on that, so you can't. But
Yeah, paladins can't ritual cast for some
I
good
have other
reason.
plans. I'm trying.
all right,
Oh,
so
I just want to preserve my spell slots.
so this is the plan you guys do. So as you cast polymorph on Rogar, and Rogar, you start ferrying people across. I need Rogar, Diana, and I will take and Eurydice. You roll one roll for the dumbasses.
So use whoever stats the highest.
No,
For what?
there's hold on. The way this is gonna work.
Vulnerability.
The way this is gonna work is, it's all probability. Okay. And Jacob, you're gonna roll for Hrim. I need everyone to roll percentile.
Ooh, percentile.
This is gonna fuck me or benefit me. Okay. Okay, that's really, really good.
That's not really good for me.
I hope this is really good.
I'm not gonna say mine now.
Well,
I'm
I'm-
see it in the chat really quick.
I got a 99.
I got a 21.
Okay, so a 99 at 99, 21, 71, and what was yours, Jacob?
90.
90. All right. So, as far as you can tell, you don't hear any alarms being raised. You don't hear any shouts. You don't, see any, any like torches or anything thrown in your direction to light up anything. No arrows go whistling by. They have not been lit.
The inconspicuous
Nothing-
old man.
Nothing as far as you
There.
can, nothing as far as you can tell has alerted to your presence. And you are now all kind of clinging to a not very wide ledge on the side of this kind of almost sheer face of this side of the chasm. And Galar and Rasmuth look over towards you, Rogar. They're like, whenever you get ready with that spell, give us the
Yeah.
go-ahead.
I look at everyone. Do I have everyone's consent to cast silence on them?
Yes.
All right.
It'll prevent me from crying from looking down into the chasm.
So,
Okay.
all right. So mark off your first.
My first one.
Yep.
And
And
there's a whole bunch of symbols of Tenebris that now surround us.
okay. So you cast that first one, and everything in the area is now just like there's no sound at all now. As soon as the spell goes off,
Creepy.
and as soon as that happens,
While,
hold on. As soon as that
while
happens, Rasmuth looks over at you, Rogar, and nods. And he and Galar start to just go to town on the side of this mountain with some pickaxes that they pulled out. And it is scary impressive. Like, you are watching this, and it's like the stone and compacted dirt and earth are just flying out of this, now a depression. Now it's more of an entryway. Now it's, damn, this is looking like a cave, that how it's coming. What the hell? And just stone, dirt, and everything just kind of flying out and down into this chasm, falling down towards the bottom.
While they're doing that, can Diana have Prim still flying around to keep an eye on the guards to make sure they're not
Yeah,
alerted?
absolutely.
Yeah, I was
Absolutely.
gonna say my horse is watching because I have a mile-long mental connection with it.
Okay, yeah, so it's within the mile, and it's kind of just trotting around nonchalantly, picking up
Being
some
a horse.
grass. Yeah, being a horse,
Wild horse.
picking up, pawing at, the earth to try to dig up any buried roots and stuff like that, and then chewing on them, or finding an evergreen tree and maybe
Yep.
snipping at some of the, the evergreen leaves and stuff like that, the evergreen branches.
Cole actually, he once like they got to dirt and stuff, he would have wild shaped to start to help.
Okay, so
That's something that digs.
so the digging goes even a little bit faster as Cole is helping. As the minutes start ticking by, Rogar, your first one is about to give in, so I assume you cast your next one.
Yep.
Okay,
I guess
And-
I'll slap.
and this continues, just constant digging in utter silence, eerie silence, thanks to your silence spell.
Once it's
Full-
deep enough, she would
Er-
have people start going into the tunnel, so
Oh,
that
it
way
did-
they're not
it-
just on the cliff face.
It doesn't take long. Within the first 10 minutes, it's already.
There's enough room for 10 people to be in there after 10 minutes?
Do not question the ways of the dwarves.
You know what? That's fair. I'm glad I brought him.
I will say, Cole turned into a dog, and he's just digging, and he's just spewing dirt in like Orion's face.
Can he turn into a mole?
He can, if he does. Either
Yeah, I would have him turn into a mole.
okay, whatever he turns into, he's throwing the dirt at the dumbasses, at all of his friends.
I like it.
No,
I like it.
I mean, I would have had him actually helping.
No,
I'm
he
cool.
He is, but he's.
like as he takes out the dirt and digs, it's going towards the dumbasses.
It's like kicking it back. All right, so
because he wants to piss off his friends.
so as you were going, again, time keeps going by. You keep time's almost out. You cast another spell. Time's almost out. You cast another spell, and finally, you are about at the end of the 6th of your silence spells. And
Diana would get their
and-
attention
and-
and be like, all right.
yep, and you guys coordinate, and so for a moment,
Oh.
everyone stops right before the spell ends to make sure that they don't have any noise that just pops out of nowhere when the spell drops.
Yeah, Rogar will raise his hand really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Because Rogar just remembered that I can harness divinity and I can regain one spell slot.
So you do it for
No!
10 more minutes.
Yeah, you guys got 10 more minutes.
Okay, so they restart, do another 10 minutes, and then when that finally ends, they've stopped digging for a little bit, and you look in amazement as this is like over 100 feet of tunnel that has been made in a little over an hour. And according to Rasmuth's calculations on where Jason has shown him where this tunnel that they're trying to meet up with is, and on the maps and everything, he assures you, he says, all right, now the hard part, to be quiet. Progress is going to be a bit slower from here.
I feel like Diana's just staring at him like, sure. Because I
And-
wasn't expecting you to get this far.
And both him and Galar put away the pickaxes, and they look over at Cole in puppy form,
Well, mole, whatever.
or mole, or
Something
whatever, and they kind of nod, go ahead. You ain't gonna make that much noise. Keep going.
He just like
And-
raises his hands. He's like, yes, and he just starts digging again.
Yep. And they pull out,
Squeals!
and they pull out now what look like little trowels instead of
Oh,
big
I see what they're
pickaxes.
doing.
And they look at the stone and the dirt and everything, and when they see a stone embedded in this earth, they carefully work it out and take it out, and then they scrape away the earth, the looser earth, and carve that out. And when they come across another stone, they carefully dig around it and maneuver it to get it out without banging into it or making loud noise. So the
Would
going is
Orion-
much slower.
Would
Oh,
Orion,
actually,
after watching them do this for a few times, would he be able to pick up on what they're doing and help?
Oh yeah, I would say he could.
And-
He's smart enough. He could figure out kind of what they're doing.
could
He's not really good at it though, and
Yeah,
a
that's
couple
fine.
times he gets chastised because like he's about to do something, and Galar immediately swats his hand and prevents him. He's like, "No, not like that. You're gonna make a shit ton of noise." Yeah,
No
but
way, man.
So, could the others who aren't digging help by having cloaks and or sheets in a way blankets down to catch the rocks to buffer the noise of them falling, and then moving them out of the way for them, kind of like
Yep.
a system?
exactly. I figured you guys would do something like that.
Yeah. After Rogar has spent an hour and 10 minutes of using magic, Rogar's gonna sit on the ground for an hour.
And
That's
rest.
fair.
Okay. And while we do that, while you take a rest, it's giveaway time, folks.
Oh shit, I forgot about this.
This is our 2-year anniversary, and as I said, we are going to celebrate tonight with a giveaway. So, the way this is going to work is in the chat, what you are going to do is you are going to type digging, DIGGING, as a keyword. And then, once everyone who's wanting to be a part of this giveaway has entered into it, we'll give it a little bit of time, and then we'll roll to see who wins our $25 Steam gift card. So,
Oh jeez.
if you want to win it, all you got to do is type into the chat digging, just like this, DIGGING. Okay? That will get you an entry into the giveaway for a $25 Steam gift card. Okay? If you type it more than once, though, you'll automatically be ineligible. Okay? So don't be trying to spam it to get multiple entries. It doesn't work that way. All right. So it looks like we got one so far. Kaya Cubby, thank you for watching us and coming to support your Roro. So I know he loves it when I call him that.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So...
But
Oh.
but while we are waiting, what we are going to do, let's go ahead and take a short 10-minute break so everyone can use the bathroom, grab drinks, and anyone else who wants to join the contest, now's your chance. Type digging into the chat to enter in, because right now Kai's got a lock on it. If you want to get your chance and make sure she doesn't just walk away with it, you better type it in the next 10 minutes. So, we'll see you in 10 minutes after this short 10-minute break.
Let's go.
All right.
Polymorph.
So, we are back from our break. And last chance for anyone who is now watching to put in... thanks. Great to getting to watch. Thank you, Nimbus Actual. Appreciate that. But we are giving, this is the last call, last chance for anyone who wants to get in on the contest to try to win the $25 gift card. Type in digging, DIGGING, to see if you win the $25 gift card. All right, so let's take a real look. Oh, look at that,
Gonna
giving advantage. Redeeming some advantage, I see. Someone's
yes, I am.
prepping for something,
I need
maybe?
some for myself.
All
I
right.
have 98 channel points. I can't help you anymore.
All right, so here we go. We're going for it. This is for who gets the $25 Steam gift card that I hope you use for Tailspire. But you don't have to, but we hope you do. Rolling for it.
Hey, Jacob, do you have any points left or no?
Rolling forward in 3, 2, 1, and our winner is Nimbus Actual, has won the giveaway. Congratulations, Nimbus Actual. you are now the proud winner of a $25 Steam gift card. So, the way this will work is I'm going to go ahead and send you a quick whisper here, if I can, if you'll let me. Come on, things. Come on, thingy. It doesn't want to play nice. So let me try it from right here. Should be able to do it here. Maybe. It's being slow. There we go. Whisper. Yep, there we go. Congrats. Okay, and after the stream, I will communicate with you a little bit more on what information we will need in order to make sure we get you that Steam gift card. So, congratulations again once to Nimbus Actual for winning the $25 Steam gift card, and we're glad everyone who's here and watching us is here to help us in celebrating our 2-year anniversary with this game. So, where we left off, digging work had commenced, and lots of progress had been made thanks to the 2 mountain dwarves in the party who kind of knew what they were doing, and some very good use of the silence spell, good use of teamwork in other members of the dumbasses and the rest of the group, finding ways to contribute and to help and make it a team effort. Now, back in the prison, Eurydice and Jacob. So, all this was happening, and while it was going on, you guys have been in the prison all day. As usual, as you have been now for a couple days. What are you doing?
Well, Eurydice is memorizing the rotation of the guards. And she's looking for that one guard that passed her earlier that was kind of, who she felt like just was not cool with this, what was going on.
You got a damn high insight on that too.
Yes, she did.
That I remember.
Yes, she did.
27.
Yep.
But no, I got like other really high insight scores. Like there was a 32, like 232s, and it was a 27. That
Yep.
worked.
Just depends on when there's something to see and when there's not. Alright? So, while you're sitting there waiting and looking, Jacob, what are you doing?
Jacob is actually going to kind of placing his hand where he knows the ring is, as he has made it invisible because it's a thing that you can just do with the ring.
Yep.
He's actually going to speak to Jeremiah for a bit.
Okay.
So, I have a query that could be answered that could benefit pretty well.
I'm listening.
In the same way that, well, if I'm targeted by a spell that deals with mental capabilities, you could be targeted by it. You have a better resistance to these types of magics. Do you think it's possible for you to extend that help into me? As we share this connection in our mental states?
Well, to be honest, I'm still finding it difficult to remember certain things. Just let me think on it for a moment. Now, the formulae, their essence, I cannot grasp it right now. I just cannot seem to remember how the nature of the flow of magic actually works. I mean, this... Damn, why can't I remember? And you can feel the frustration.
Well, what about mine? And Jacob is going to start, I'm assuming in these cages that we're in,
Mm-hmm.
there's kind of like dirt that they can kind of scribble in, right?
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
You're muted.
I am not.
No, him. Oh,
What?
he's yelling at the dogs.
Yeah.
So he starts just drawing in by hand different arcane sigils and stuff that he has picked up from all the various spells that he's created
Mm-hmm.
to kind of amass what he believes is relatively something he was talking about, like an arcane connection using these arcane equations.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
I sure can. 22.
Okay. You get the sense that what you're really asking is, at least to make sure I understand, DM, is you're asking if you can get some kind of shielding versus other types of spells other than the mind affecting kind. Is that what you're asking?
He's looking for an idea. He's trying to put it in his brain. Is it possible with this ring, because Jacob doesn't know this,
Mm-hmm.
is it possible with this ring that if he has a spell that is specifically targeting something to do with his brain,
Mm-hmm.
is it possible to have the extended help of Jeremiah?
Try and, like,
Okay.
not be affected by it or so on and so forth, I think is what you're asking.
I.e. like his mental prison or... this is a bigger
I
one.
see. Well,
Gift of
Dominate
gab,
person?
Technically, dominate person would also be on that list, yes. Banish, well... Yeah, banishment in a way. Banishment might be pushing it, but you get what I'm saying.
yeah,
Having something deal with your mental stats, if there is a way that he could help block it out.
Okay. You figure, kind of racking your brain a little bit and trying to draw out some of the magical formulas that, you have in your studies, the basic ones, moving up to the advanced and everything, trying to see where the arcane connection would be in such a thing. And what you figure is that if you were somehow able to enhance the power that, like the arcane energy that the ring actually emanates to protect your mind from certain things like detect thoughts and all those kind of things, if you were able to somehow find a way to amplify that magical energy, that perhaps it could provide you some kind of protection against those things, but the exact method of how to do so it's very unclear. It's got to be something that you apply to the ring in some way to kind of use as an energy source. And that could be some magic spells, some kind of components, you're not exactly sure.
Jacob kind of has a light click in his brain of, he's still confused, obviously, but he understands power source.
Yes.
Well, he knows something that can be a temporary power source. Now, currently, he doesn't have it on his person, so he can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But he talks to Jeremiah a few more. So, if it's possible, and he's going to draw onto the ground the rod of absorption.
Mm-hmm.
If it's possible, this thing could be considered a power source. The issue comes down to...
Wait. No, there. No. Change that. Ipsum to a that is wrong. That is all wrong.
Okay.
Malorum.
Are you okay?
Yes, change that. Malorum e in facto.
Right? And he will go through and change the spots.
Ah, now. That makes sense. Wait. Yes. Yes. I remembered. Oh boy. Oh. Yes, that is correct. Now, your theory.
Yes.
Well, go on, boy.
The idea is if we take this object, this could be considered a power source, potentially magnifying the abilities of this ring.
Yes. It could indeed.
The issue is, how do we get them to go together?
Yes, well... Somehow we must create a siphon. A magical siphon. But... This is a complex issue. But you definitely have me intrigued, and... The formula. Yes. It's bringing back memories. Good memories.
That's good. I'm glad I was able to help.
More than you know, I think.
Let's hope that you're still willing to help after you get most of it back. And he goes in and he's going to continue tinkering with the idea of that for a bit.
Okay. All right, so Eurydice.
Yes.
So you've been waiting now for quite a while, watching the different guards moving through. You saw the one that you've been kind of keying in on. You thought at first that he was going to turn down your row, but then you remember, no, wait. He's got to cross this way. Another one comes down this row. Okay, so he should be by in like the next 30 minutes.
Okay.
And so you're waiting for him now. He's going to be there within 30 minutes. He's going to be coming down your row.
How far away is he from me? Is he within 120 feet?
Yes.
Okay. Just a second. Eurydice. One, she's gonna cast guidance on herself. Just a quick boop, guidance.
All right.
And, because I don't trust myself. Then she's going to message him, and she's going to make her voice seem as like spooky and like conscience-based as like this is his inner demons talking to him.
Okay.
And she's going to say.
So are you trying to intimidate him?
No, I'm just trying to freak him out. Just kind of just to get him to be like.
That's kind of intimidation.
I'm not. Well. Okay, fine. I guess. I'm trying to get him to think. I'm not trying to intimidate him.
Okay, so you're not really trying to scare him. You're just trying to get him to pay attention.
Yes, and pay attention and think and just kind of think about what he's doing.
Okay. go ahead and what are you gonna say?
She's going to ask. Well, she's going to say, "Why do you hurt your people?"
That's all you're gonna say?
Mm-hmm.
And he is almost not in visual range from where he's walking. He's just about to like kind of go behind some of the cages to go down another row. And you see him stop dead in his tracks for a moment.
Yes.
And he looks around. He looks down at one of the cages that's next to him. And he's a little ways away, you know, maybe like 80 feet away. And you know, you can't quite make out everything he's saying, but you think you hear him at first go, "What did you say?" And then you hear some mumblings from the person that is in that cage. And then you hear him be like, "Ah, be gone with you." And he starts to try to walk off. Do you say anything
And
else?
she'll message him again and say, "Why do you hurt your people?"
He looks back at that guy. He looks around. Who said that? Who are you?
Eurydice is also trying to be as stealthy about this as possible.
Mm-hmm. Who are you? And this, because of the way the message spell works, you can hear this clear as day because, and in fact, you could actually hear what he said clear as day, which was pretty much what he just said. Not really the other guy, though.
It was, who are you? Who's saying this?
Yeah, who's saying that? Who are you?
She will respond with another message of, "I am a voice of Tenebris. And I ask you, why do you hurt your people?"
You should have said Saloon. That's the goddess in this region.
I know.
You're not there. Shush.
They're siblings, so.
I mean, that's true.
I know this. I prepared. I've had this
Even
prepared
when you
for
have to know
6
the
weeks.
other one is alive.
What? I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not. You can kind of hear the uncertainty in his voice as he says that.
Okay. She's continuing to message him this entire time.
Yeah. I figured.
She says, "Are you sure about that?"
Well, I mean, I'm not the one that beats him or hurts them or
But you take
doesn't
no
feed
direct
them.
action to stop it.
How do you know this? And
Hold on.
this whole time he's like looking around. He's not saying this very loud, but through the message spell, you can hear it clear as if he was standing next to you, whispering right to you.
Mhm.
And
Hold on.
as you can kind of see him in the distance. Not really. No one's really paying attention to him except that one guy who he kind of yelled at. But he's just kind of looking around. You can tell he's scanning to find out who the hell is talking to me and how do I, where is this voice coming from? Is this a person? Is this a god? What the hell is this?
Okay, so what was the last thing he said?
So he's like, how do you know all this? How do you know this about me?
Shit, I didn't prepare for this question.
Wait a minute, you prepared to question me? No.
She says, that doesn't matter right now. Yeah, that's what she
Okay.
said. She says,
Okay.
that doesn't matter right now.
You see him, like, looking up, too? Like,
God?
where are you?
Where am I? Is what he asks.
Yep.
That doesn't matter either.
Then what the hell does matter? Why are you talking to me? I didn't do anything wrong. I really didn't. I'm just doing as I'm told.
That's exactly what's wrong.
God, you are fucking with this poor man's
All right.
soul.
Now, roll a persuasion check.
Okay, and I've got the blood.
I would say with advantage at that point, because god damn,
Well,
that is some psych fuckery.
mhm. You don't know what he's got going on for him.
Persuasion.
Okay.
No, that was a wrong.
I'm just sitting here.
Nice.
And how does
Yeah.
that make you feel?
16.
Okay. So, you hear through your message spell what almost sounds to be like very light and restrained, like someone, like very light weeping, but he's trying to
Very-
hold it back. Like it's almost like you can hear a few drops of tears coming from his eyes with him trying to fight it back, but you can hear that struggle in his breathing, so you know that tears are beginning to roll down. Not
Okay.
a torrent of anything, but this is definitely
I'm fucking
affecting. Yeah, his mind right now. He's like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah. Good.
Okay. And after a time, you see him kind of reach up. You see him rub his eyes real quick. He kind of looks around. How do I stop? Following orders, that is. I mean, how? They'll kill me. They'll kill my family. It won't change anything.
I forgot I forgot how I put this.
You had this whole speech prepared, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Didn't expect my responses, did you?
No, I didn't. I expected.
Who
Who
did
are
you expect more of a fight?
No, I expected. Who are you? Who's Tenebris? Why are you? Why are you? Why are you trying?
Would you like some help?
Nope,
No.
this is all her. You are
I
not
know
there.
how to do this. I'm just figuring out wording. She says, there will be a moment when you can make a decision. You will know when that moment is.
Okay, but I mean, I'm just one man.
Technically, so is each person in the cages.
Shh.
I'm
Quiet.
just saying.
You're not there.
Why?
We don't
Shush,
need the
shush,
peanut gallery.
shush now, or I mute you.
Believe me, there are many more like you. And she's just gonna, after he responds, she's just not gonna message him anymore.
Okay. So he's just like, more like me? You mean? And again, and this is like the last bit you hear from the message. And he's like, and again, it's basically whispered. It's not like he's yelling this out and everyone can hear. He's like, you mean there's others who want change? I'm not alone. I'm really not alone. And you hear that kind of that labored breath as more tears begin to fall from his face.
And Eurydice is just sitting, just like shaking, just like, yeah, you're not alone. Look at all the people who are imprisoned.
He never said he was bright.
You could actually point that out.
Never said he was that smart. All right, you know. Okay.
Oh, wait, I could point that out.
Yeah, in the sense of literally every single person who's in these cages wants change.
Some of them want actual dollar bills, not just change. All right. I mean, they hungry.
Big checks. They want the money.
That's right. They're hungry.
Their families are hungry. No, she's just gonna leave it at that. She's gonna let this guy make his own decisions.
All right. I like it. Okay.
He lives or dies.
And then she's going to spend the foreseeable future, actively stealing, yoinking weapons from all of the guards.
Oh God.
Okay.
So she can discreetly arm prisoners.
So you're gonna try to, you know, pull
Like
a boot knife
dagger.
here. Yeah, a boot knife here, or you know, a little, you know, like a little hip club or something there. You know,
But, like,
small. Yeah.
Where are you gonna put them?
Hand them to other people. Like, tell them to hide it.
How do you hide a club?
I'm going to put them in other people.
Yes.
No,
That is a way to hide a blade. You know.
Yeah, she's gonna like just take the daggers and stuff, and she'll like hand them to people and be like, just hide it. And she's going to take them only every so often, so the guards just start thinking they've lost stuff, so it's not suspicious.
I don't know. I'm just still thinking. When I was like, where am I gonna hide it? In other people? Hey, Morty. Yeah, I just need you to put this giant seed up your butt. Morty, come on. Just that episode just comes to mind. It's just like, okay. All right, so
Anyway,
yes, so you're going to be attempting to gather arms, so to speak.
yes. How
Alright.
many sleight of hand checks do I need to make?
Don't
Yes.
you have an advantage with your key?
No, that's lockpicks, I think, or lockpicking. I don't know if it's sleight of hand or not. I have to look. If
Yeah,
you've
that's
got,
stealth.
yeah.
That's stealth.
Okay. So, excuse me. So, that's what you're doing for the rest of this time, up until nightfall, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You might as well write these down. Let's see. The amount of time you've got left. Are you going to slip out of your cage and try to go around, or are you just going to try to wait for opportunities?
She wants to make it so like it's not necessarily suspicious. Like, oh,
Okay.
Did you steal it? Like pointing at the people. Like, did you steal my fucking knife? You know?
Okay. Okay. So you're kind of waiting for opportunities in a way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So up until it would be, you know, time for you to go into your trance and get some rest, you're going to have 5 chances.
Okay.
So I need 5 sleight of hand checks. Just remember, if you roll low, ooh, that could be bad.
I know.
All right. Jacob, are you doing anything else until time to go to bed?
What would he want to do? Let's see.
Stop yawning.
I didn't even yawn.
No, not you. I saw Christian yawn.
Yeah, I just put some more on stream for you. Some more big yawns. So.
No, but let's see. I guess he'll just kind of go over it in his head, his plan,
Okay.
and just kind of slightly thinking to himself, just, right, well, say the best person in here would probably be Atlas, as he would be able to be huge. In terms of how to get people out, that's going to be a little more. Well, technically, it's not super difficult, but. And he's just mumbling and rambling to himself.
Okay.
The rolls I got.
All
Oh,
right.
Jesus.
Yeah, those are all way too high. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, you managed to get some stuff. Well, I'll let you know what things you grabbed a little bit in a little bit.
And then Jacob's a little confused that all of a sudden a short sword ends up in his hand. Looks at you, he's like, how? What? You know what?
I can give you a dagger if you prefer.
I use one of these, and he puts it to the side.
Just hides it
Mm-hmm.
precariously underneath his shirt.
All right. So now you guys do your stuff up until nightfall, and then the digging is commencing during the middle of the night. That goes all the way through till morning. I assume the digging crews are going to find ways to swap out and take, some rest here and there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You're basically gonna
you're
you're basically gonna continue through until you get to the quote unquote trigger point.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then everybody will take a long rest and reset themselves.
Okay. So it is the next morning, Jacob and Eurydice. Is there anything you are planning on doing this day while you are waiting for word? Is there anything in particular that you want to try to accomplish?
Is going to get more food and water to all the people.
Okay. So you're going to try to do another clandestine foods thievery.
Yes.
All right.
Do I need to make a spell check?
Jacob will actually spend the day.
Just 2.
He's going to send messages, not sending. He's going to send messages because this room itself, it's not over 120 feet, is it?
It's pretty damn big.
Yeah, no, if Brim can be seen from outside, it's not over 120 feet.
Well, that's just where you are compared to the outside.
Okay. With Jacob, well, yes, with Jacob's keen mind, would he be able to tell that the entire room, he could technically make it to everyone in different cages within 120 feet?
Reasonably close. Reasonably
You
close.
could message Eurydice, tell her, hey, it's almost
Then she
time.
could get to the ones you can't.
And she could message those guys.
Yeah. Reasonably
So,
close.
I mean, that's the person he's first going to message. He's going to message Eurydice. All right. So
I got a 25 and a 30, by the way.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
that's not
Oh wait, no, I had advantage on those, so it's a 30.
Yeah.
And
Well, the DC was 73 exactly, so...
Well,
I'm
she
gonna
can do
get a
that.
31. Thank you very much.
Oh goodness. Okay.
She just disappears off the map.
Yeah, pretty much.
She is.
You're no longer
in-
you're no longer a player character because you have just vanished into nothingness.
Whoa! Oh, how
I
did you
crossed
get
the
here?
fourth wall.
Yes.
Whoa! Oh, how did you get here?
Huh?
All right,
Huh?
Jacob,
So
you were saying,
he's
so.
going to send a message out to Eurydice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my plan is, I'm going to summon an earth elemental into the middle. If you can relay the words to the people who are too far away from me that I can message, to once we find a way to open up everyone's cages, to move them away.
Wait, pause. spies. She already did that.
Yes. Again, the idea is once everyone gets out of their cage to move back and away from the creature itself.
Once you get the signal, okay.
Yeah.
And so most of Jacob's day is waiting for guards to pass by so that he knows he could do it, and then sending a message to almost every single person inside of this place, minus guards, that exact plan of, hey, once you hear the signal, or once we get the idea of what's going to happen, and you get out, move towards the walls, and then on your way to the entrance.
Okay.
So, Eurydice is actually
so you're
gonna
go ahead.
message Jacob, and she's gonna be like, what should the signal be? Like, for in here? For everyone to bust
Oh, that's simple. I can just...
Yell.
Well, I was going to say I can just throw up a vitriolic sphere into the sky.
Oh, well, I can, well, that takes a spell slot, right?
Yes.
I can do a Sacred Flame as a cantrip, just in the middle of a room.
Well, that works too. I mean, technically there are some cantrips I could potentially... I could do Prestidigitation. Well, that'd be a little complicated.
You could clean the Sacred Flame with Prestidigitation.
I could throw a firebolt with that Sacred Flame too.
Or you could just yell prison break.
Too simple.
Attica!
It's
Attica!
I technically need some time to cast the creature.
Can't you amplify your voice with prestidigitation?
Thaumaturgy.
Oh,
Either,
that's thaumaturgy.
either or, you need to do that signal because it takes me a minute to fully cast the elemental out.
That's mine. I can do that.
So, part
Let's
of
just do this.
part of spending the day messaging is you're messaging everybody that you are able to, all of the prisoners.
Eurydice does
That
it
is correct.
strategically, so like she's like getting like one person within like a few, like who's close enough to be able to tell a couple other people, and then
Okay.
she doesn't the other like a few other people away, and strategically
Okay.
so people are able to tell each other, so it's not like you.
Okay. All right.
Because I assume they wouldn't the guards wouldn't necessarily be suspicious about like other people like like whispering, just like hey, just little conversations.
Yeah. That'll work. That'll work. All right. And that's pretty much what you guys are planning on accomplishing for today. Yes?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
She also manages to. I assume she probably gets the person next to her to play rock paper scissors a few times.
Potentially. So, you go through. It is now basically the rest of that day. It is evening of that day. It is coming up on 11 o'clock. You've basically been doing about 24 hours of digging. Okay. And at this point, Rasmuth stops everybody. Says, hold on.
Orion's
He-
so focused, he almost keeps going.
He comes over, he makes a couple little taps in a couple little places. He listens to the stone. And he says, I think we're where we need to be.
All right, then everybody take tonight. Put what you need, your heaviest spells, your best fighting, anything else that you might need to prepare or prep for. Tomorrow morning, during a shift change, we
Now-
break through the ground.
Now, one thing you would remember is in the plan that you discussed with Maxium and Jason.
Right,
That
she needs
Jace-
to send Hrim to,
Well,
and then
Ja-
Galaris.
Jason will, in that plan, Jason will request an audience with the Queen just after lunchtime.
And then Lillian was meant to use one of her spells to actually contact us and say,
Yes.
do it now.
Exactly.
That's what it was. Thank you.
So,
Sorry, it's been so long since
Yep.
we played.
yeah. So you're waiting on, basically, you're where you need to be, and you are now waiting on word from
Oh,
the
while we're
NPCs that are
waiting-
helping you.
While are waiting, there is one thing Diana's going to do. And she's gonna ask for Rogar's help, because he's kind of the religious one.
I am religious. I am religion.
I am religion.
Religion.
I am religion.
But no, she's gonna ask for Rogar's help to get her into a proper meditative state. Because she's gonna try to contact 2 people. The first one is, wow, I just blanked on the fucking name. Soon. Because she's contacted him multiple times now. She's familiar with that connection. And then the second one is actually going to try and be Saloon. Not in the sense of like direct conversation, but more so some kind of confirmation that when she does this, she is not alone.
Okay.
Like, she
Yeah,
has
right
full
here.
support and, like, this is what you were meant to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that final little solidification.
Mm-hmm. So, you start trying to meditate. Rogar, what exactly are you doing to help get her to focus and zone in on that perfect state of mind that she needs to be in for this?
Yeah. What would I do?
I feel like Rogar would know, but I'm not so sure Christian does.
Rogar,
I know for Tenebris.
Ro-
Talk to someone else.
Rogar just goes, takes off his gauntlet, slaps you, bam.
Rest. No,
Focus.
Go to sleep.
I mean, it's like a cleric, you know. I've had my times where I studied how to meditate. I meant to say a monk, not a cleric.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. I gotcha.
Ah,
I was
both
about to say,
wisdom.
you studied?
When I was younger, I did, but then when I got older, I forgot.
That's fair.
Yeah, but
I was gonna say with Eurydice.
yeah, Rogar would probably like take off his armor, be like, oh, I really need to wash my clothes.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll kind of like
Prestidigitation.
yeah, sit down in his bed, roll for like
So
on
fun
his
fact,
knees.
if you say out loud, God, I need to wash my clothes, Rasmuth knows prestidigitation.
No, I want to wash my clothes.
It's not
There's a
just the
difference between
cleanliness.
magic.
Just not the cleanliness. It's the principle of the thing. Doing it by hand and not using that ugly magic stuff, right?
Yeah, you guys gotta remember, Rogar don't like magic. That
Actually,
much.
I don't know about that.
Oh, that's true. Yikes! Ooh. Yeah, Rasmus,
Yeah,
don't
you
do that to
mentioned
me.
that in the Heart to Blackest Heart, but none of the
Oh,
party
yeah.
members actually
Yeah.
know about it.
Yep.
Yeah, that hasn't came out yet. It'll come out one day. Someone will fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you use magic on him?
I'll just cast Mr.
He-
Prison.
He used magic to defeat the magic. That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of true. I use magic to defeat magic users. But
That's
yeah,
so
no,
hypocritical,
I'll
though.
hey, I'm not smart, you guys. But yeah, I'll just like I don't have anything from like being a cleric because I started out as a warlock.
Mm-hmm.
It's more
I guess
so
I would
he
go
is
through
used
the
to praying
hums.
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's used to doing the praying and the focusing, and she
that-
trusts him enough to help her sit down and focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, try to imagine that you smell incense. I'll walk her through like a proper like
Like
I mean, she
the
actually has some.
like the preparations.
light some
So like the pred.
Dumbasses are trying to provide the background noise.
Oh,
Just like the
Oh.
exactly. They're just being minions.
I'm like, man, silent spell
trying
seems
to
real good.
Yeah, but so Rogar, you're kind of like going through the
Agni's just,
You know,
like,
the-
"You're doing
the-
this wrong."
precise,
Yeah.
by rote things that are kind of outlined as this is how one does, a prayer,
A true prayer.
a true prayer in my faith.
It
These
is-
are the exact actions, so this is the kind of the rote memorization of what to do.
I feel like she would take
And the
aspects
repetition
of
of
that
it.
that helps focus her, as well as aspects that she would have learned from Great Bear and them, which
Okay.
is kind of the more primal aspect that she's used to, and kind of do. These are the two things she connects to the most in the sense of the proper aspect that she could have been taught by Rogar, and or while she was learning more shit about Saloon herself, and then what she has actually seen and experienced herself, and kind of blend the two.
Okay. All right.
Her
So
is a little primal. One spell.
Roll, Diana. Roll a wisdom check with advantage.
Okay.
Thanks
Okay.
to
What the
your
fuck
help,
is my
Rogar.
wisdom?
You have to look on that character sheet you haven't seen in a month or so.
Oh god, I'm glad it's with advantage because the first thing I rolled was an 8.
I don't think I have any way to boost you.
Hey!
All right. So what's your total? Second roll.
21 because I got a 19 on the second roll.
Okay. Okay. So what Rogar is showing you definitely seems to help. You're like you said, you're taking some of the aspects of that he's showing you of prayer and how to kind of focus in and allow yourself to get lost in it, as well as those more kind of tribal, primal, feelings that Great Bear and Oak's tribe kind of showed you on how to be in touch with the forces of nature and the primal energy around you. And you feel yourself kind of slipping into not the starfield in this case, but more like the space between space.
Okay. I know what you're
It
talking
is-
about, but
yeah.
okay.
It's at the same time comforting as it feels foreign. But that comforting feeling is coming not from all around you, but from one direction as you feel like a warmth, almost like you're out in the cold and a nice warm fire is there in front of you, and its warmth is welcomed. You're happily absorbing that into yourself, and the warmth slowly gets closer, and you feel it kind of wash over you, almost as if it was hands just gently, like brushing your hair back and relaxing on your shoulders and giving them a nice gentle squeeze. And you hear in your mind, good, very good. And that comforting feeling just sticks with you.
Did I end up contacting her first?
Who knows, did you?
Or was that your mom?
No, it would not be my mom.
She's had a
there would
turn
be
of
nothing
heart.
comforting about that.
Mm-mm.
She's like, oh, you're gonna try to kill me, babe. I love you.
Registering that, does the voice sound female or male?
Female.
Oh shit, okay. Sadly, it's a legitimate pause because she didn't actually think this would work. Am I right to get the necklace first?
You feel that warmth kind of wrap itself around you, and you feel comforted, at peace, and like all at the same time energized. but no words are spoken. Nothing else is said.
All right, she will take that as her go-to signal.
Okay.
Like, she's taking that as her answer.
Okay.
Meanwhile, while you've been in this trance, it's been 3 days.
Right?
Wake up! Wake up!
He missed the entire raid. Congratulations.
Everyone's
And
dead.
while you feel this warmth embrace you, even though you're feeling energized, it is so comfortable and such a welcome feeling. You feel like you're drifting off to sleep within sleep.
I feel like all Rogar sees is she's sitting there meditating and then she just falls backwards and falls asleep.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much.
It's like, I'm gone.
It's like, I mean, she's actually meditating and doing a good job for a while, but then
Slowly.
maybe a little bit into it, yeah, it's like her body relaxes even more and she kind of slumps and eventually just kind of slips over onto her side on the floor.
I see it more as, he's just like, wow, she's doing a really good job meditating, and then someone points out, she's asleep.
Yeah. She's been asleep for like 2 hours, man.
Next time I'm putting rice underneath her knees. You won't fall asleep then, will you?
All right. So, it is the morning. And
I'm just like doing
As-
stretches and
Yep.
getting ready for this because,
As-
oh my god, I'm about to die.
as far as you know, plans are set now. You two in the prison. You're not sure.
Oh,
You're not sure
or-
exact. Hold on. You're not sure exactly when the signal will go off, but you know it should be soon, sometime within this day, based on your calculations. So, you imagine you are mere hours away.
While that is happening,
Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to do before the meditation.
Well, you already meditated.
God, fucker.
Nope, you've already meditated. You'd have to fuck her during the day. You can't go back to at night before you meditated to fuck her. So sorry.
I can technically still do it. It just wastes a spell slot.
So, Jacob is going to wait for time to pass, make sure guards aren't there, and he's going to do another sending.
Okay.
He's going to send one to Diana.
Okay.
Well, today's the day.
Good job. Real smooth.
Yeah.
He's got an 8 charisma. What do you expect?
So, better than this.
Well, this is perfect.
This is on par for Jacob.
No, to be fair, Lee
We
would do
got
the same
your
thing.
back.
So.
I'll be there for you. I can't wait to see you again. Nee.
It's been like 3-4 days, though.
Just the way he said it. I'm sorry. I can't
I love
wait
you.
to counting.
I love you, good luck. And those are the last words. It's
Okay.
25 in total.
You've got 25 to
And
respond. Yep, 25 to
Yeah,
respond.
25 words to respond.
I'm thinking of how, I'm literally counting in my head what I want to say, so give me a moment.
I know, I'm messing with you.
I wish
You-
I could have
you-
my horse here.
You hear another sending spell coming your way, Diana, and it is just Do 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 do. No.
You know what? She probably would if she could. But no,
No, it's from Oak.
right? Oh, how did you suddenly learn sending?
Primal magic.
Yay!
Primal sending.
You have to be eating a raw deer heart while you're doing it.
Oh.
At the end of today, we are going to be a king and queen. I'll see you at the end of it.
No, you're seeing him.
3 words left.
I love you.
Perfect.
So to say, you're gonna see me before, and you're not gonna see me just at the end of it.
No, you get the
Because
end, don't worry.
she's not sure how the battles are gonna play out, so as far as she's concerned, once she branches off to the vault, she's not seeing anyone else again until the end of it all.
That's fair.
You might die, and I can't revive you then, because I won't be there.
You don't need to.
Take Orion with you because he knows Revivify, or Agni, or someone, because they know Revivify.
All right.
Yeah, I should have just beat them up and took their gems. What the fuck?
So
After this, I'm gonna...
You really wanna?
the hours
Eurydice won't like you.
tick by slowly. Anxiety anxiety creeping up on you guys. And you figure it is right around noon, right around lunch. You're waiting, and as you're sitting there, you all of a sudden hear in your head Lillian saying, "Diana, it's time.
And
Go
she will
now."
immediately, she will have Galar use sending to contact Jacob, telling him, trigger it now.
Okay. So all of this is happening at the same time. I need everybody to make perception checks.
Like Eurydice?
Yep. You're inside a mountain.
Wait, so do I need to make a perception check?
Yes, you do, including
Okay.
Eurydice. You're inside a mountain.
I got my first nat 20 of the day.
I-
26.
Okay, so Jacob, 18.
31.
31.
26 for a nat 20.
Okay, 26. Rogar? 4. Okay. So,
Oh shit, I
Ro-
roll Rasmuth.
yep.
On brand.
Yeah?
Alright, I'll wait for Rasmuth's as well.
I'm staring at Antonio again.
19, because he has no addition.
Okay. So, Rogar, Rasmuth, you two hear nothing over the furious now, like, fuck worrying about noise tunneling of once again
go.
Rasmuth himself, which is one reason why he doesn't really hear it, because he's doing it, and Galar start going nuts on this end wall. And
Cole
you
would have transformed into the biggest thing he could to like ram into
okay.
it.
So the noise from that drowns out most things you hear. Diana, you must have been standing a little bit farther back, closer to where you first made entry. Maybe not quite that far, but closer to it, further away from the noise that these guys were generating. As you think you hear, kind of echoing in the distance from outside, coming down the tunnel, the sound of it is almost like a roar of voices, like a whole bunch of people rising up.
Like coming towards us or going towards
Just
the tunnel down?
no, the sound comes down the tunnel because you're in a tunnel, and you manage to catch the very wisps of it as there's some sound outside of just like a whole bunch of people yelling and screaming.
How far back is the entrance of their tunnel?
Of the tunnel that you're
Our
in?
tunnel.
Almost 200 feet.
Oh, Jesus Christ, okay. Who's the fastest out of all of us?
Probably the monk.
Okay.
Because he's a monk.
I'm gonna have him go to the entrance and see what is going on and then come back.
Yeah, Echo is fast.
Okay. Echo runs down there. I mean, what has he got? 60?
50.
50? That's pretty good. So, it basically, if he's running, it basically takes him about one round to go the distance. The 200 feet. Yeah, if he's flat out run. So he runs out there.
I was thinking the same.
And then, so, you're waiting there. You know, a few seconds go by. A few more. Now it hasn't even been like 15 seconds, and you see Echo in the tunnel coming back. Full speed. He stops. And he's got this big grin on his face. He's looking at everyone. He's going, "It started. They're coming across that bridge." And he begins to describe a mass of probably about 250, about 200, 150 to 200 people. Shifters. Most of them wearing just fairly ragged clothes. You know, wielding sticks, sharpened sticks, maybe the occasional shovel with the edge put on it. Some have some weapons, actual weapons. Some have some actual armor or shields.
Please tell me
But-
there are pitchforks and torches too.
There are whatever they can get, and they are coming up and across the bridge, making a beeline for the tunnel that goes under the mountain, through it, and around towards the front of the castle. Jacob, Eurydice.
Okay, so that's what Maxim had them do.
Yep. Jacob, Eurydice. You got the word to go.
As soon as that happens, Eurydice is standing on top. Like, she gets on top of her cage, she shoots off a sacred flame, and she's like, "Riot!"
I mean, that works.
Yeah.
As Jacob is sitting there, okay, he is starting to use his conjure elemental in about 90 feet, closer to the center of the place.
Mm-hmm.
In between one of the cells, Jacob in his hands, he picked up a bunch of just loose rock on the ground. He went, okay, and he started kind of messing with it in front of him. And over in this other section, boulders are mimicking how he is placing these rocks together with his attachments to it. Before he finally presses in the center of this little stone mound.
Okay.
And out comes a large earth elemental who
Nice.
just kind of does an earth elemental roar, which really isn't anything.
It's the grinding of rocks together, large rocks.
And Jacob pulls out the short sword, flicks it out, and knocks open the gate to look at any guard that's nearby as he waits for everyone else to run out.
As you do that, you see a guard who seems to be just kind of standing there for a second. He's looking around at people now just pouring out of their cages.
Eurydice is barking orders. She's just like, "Go, come
He
on!"
he
She's
turns
telling
around.
people what to do.
He turns around and he sees you standing no more than 10 feet away from him. He looks at you and you see a few tears and
Jacob just looks and goes,
and a smile on his face.
well, looks like you've made your choice.
He takes his hat off, his helmet. He takes it, he throws it on the ground. He takes the straps that are holding on his breastplate. He snaps them and he throws it on the ground.
No, don't take
And
okay.
he
No,
and he
that's what he's doing.
and he pulls his sword up. He looks at you, and he says, "For the people!" And he turns and he starts charging at some of the other at towards some of the other guards.
So,
Charges with them.
has Rasmuth gotten through the ground?
We'll get there when it happens.
No.
Okay.
Just wanna...
We'll charge forward with this guard.
Okay. And there are now probably about, as you look around and just kind of quick head count, you're seeing Eurydice barking orders and directing and, running as well. With all these others, you're estimating there were a lot more cages in here that you thought. There are probably about 300 prisoners that are just like running amok through here. And guards are just going down under this wave. They're taking some of the prisoners that get close to them with them because they're still somewhat malnourished.
Anyone's Eurydice can touch, she's doing prevent wounds on
Okay. Okay. But, I mean, they're,
Yeah.
these prisoners are malnourished. They've been, a lot of them been beaten down.
It helps a little bit.
So,
It helps
it
a
does.
little bit.
It does. But what I'm saying is it's like, well-fed, well-armed, well-armored guards. But they go down because they are severely outnumbered.
Mm-hmm.
And
300 of them? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob turns to Atlas, which is the large earth elemental,
Mm-hmm.
and shouts to it in primordial. Knock them to the ground so that they cannot get back up.
And
We're doing this.
as you say that, all these prisoners, you've already told them, and you basically see it's like a wave parting against rock. They basically like split and go around and avoid the reach of this elemental you've created. And so this elemental is just kind of wading forward on his own towards guards that are just kind of like shocked at what's happening and see this fucking huge earth elemental coming their way.
About, 10 foot tall, just...
Yeah, and sure enough, he is just plowing through the, any guards that get through, in front of him that in his reach.
He
And-
could literally just ram through
Yep.
the wooden entrances that are blocking the cave.
Yep.
Well, he's first
And which-
taking out a few.
Which direction are you guys heading? Are you trying to clear out this place first, or are you just trying to smash through the tunnel leading out?
Jacob is going to stay behind, and he is going to attempt, if there are any prisoners that are still being held by any guards that are still around, to fight the guards to get those prisoners out.
Okay.
And then after Atlas has kind of done a little bit of a rampage through some of the guards, he's going to tell Atlas to ram the gate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eurydice,
Because,
Go ahead. You weren't done.
so, fun fact about earth elementals. They are also known as a siege monster. The elemental
Yay.
deals double damage to objects and structures.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's going to hurt that structure.
Oh yes, it is.
Eurydice is, any guard that goes down, she's picking up their weapon and handing it to a prisoner. Whether they can use it or not, she's just telling them, pointy end goes in the other guy.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Jacob
And-
is just doing his best to keep prisoners alive and guards.
Oh yeah, no,
Not really
Eurydice is
alive.
also using all the sacred flames she can use to just get all the guards that she can down. They're not dead, but down. And then she's going around and doing spare the dying for all the people she can reach that are down.
Okay.
Then, Jacob, if there are any guards that are trying to defect, leave the side that they were on, switch sides and such, he will grab them, move them over with the prisoners, and tell them, the ones who kind of know what they're doing, protect them on the way out.
Okay.
And
So you're
going to
so
be here and
so you guys so basically you and Eurydice, you're kind of staying back in the mix and dealing with stuff inside, while the Earth Elemental kind of leads the charge out with the rest of the majority of the prisoners.
And then Jacob's
Okay.
going to cast his block of familiars, and he is going to send two out with the Earth Elemental.
Okay. Now,
I did
as
send him back.
yep, as you do all this, okay. I need Jacob roll a perception check.
I will do the best that I can with that. Go. 11.
Okay. Eurydice,
Yes.
you notice a young guard. It's the one that you had been speaking to. Not wearing his helmet or his breastplate. He's still got his greaves on, but he's basically just wearing his undertunic, and he is, swinging his sword. He is bloody. Mostly, as far as you can tell from this distance, it's mostly others' blood.
Okay.
But, he may have taken some damage, but he's looking around. He sees Jacob, wielding this magic. He's all of a sudden, owls come out of his hands and everything. And you see him turn and make a beeline over towards Jacob.
Okay.
Okay? Jacob. Give me a dexterity check.
Just straight dex or dexterity saving?
Save. We'll make it a save.
Alright, well, I mean, it's nothing better. I was just
Yeah.
15.
15. Okay. You are startled as a hand is on your shoulder and kind of spins you around.
Whoa, okay.
And you almost fall on your ass, but you manage to kind of catch yourself because you weren't expecting that.
Back your front. Dagger comes out
Yeah.
of the fire and he's just...
And you see that
Ulysses is by his side.
yeah, you see that young man. And he is looking at you, Jacob. He says, "Were you the one?
No, idiot,
Did you-
I am.
You?
Yeah,
But
I'm the cleric.
well,
Also,
but
I
you're
have a
you're
weird
and he
voice.
and he points to both of you. You started all this, right? This is
Yeah,
your doing.
Because Princess Diana is here.
Prince.
Yeah.
That's oh my god, that's funny to say, Princess Diana.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
it-
you know
And-
Diana, the long lost princess. Yeah,
Mhm.
she's here. She's ready to take her throne.
Okay. And he says, "Fine." And he kind of bows his head a little bit. And he says, "I am Jensen Wiles. I am at your service."
Kick ass. Let's go, man.
And then he says, "No, not
Jacob looks
n-
to
not
him.
not that way.
Ugh.
If we just run out, who will defeat the queen?
Me, bitch.
Diana.
You're not there. Shush.
Diana.
If
Are you
if
saying
Trust
there's
me.
another way into the castle from here?
yes."
Fuck, let's go, man.
And if you do you follow him?
Is there anyone else? Like, are there more?
You catch a couple more stragglers here and there. One of them you notice is Michael, Diana's half brother,
Oh, cool.
and he is actually, kind of got a small group around him that seem to be protecting him and forging their way against any guards that are remaining.
Okay. She's gonna go up to him. She's gonna be like, you're Diana's half brother, right? You're the prince,
Yes,
quote unquote.
yes, I'm the prince.
Yeah,
well,
you're
I
in
guess
charge
not
of these
anymore.
people right now. Man up, you're in charge of these people right now. Get them to safety. Do the right thing. We're gonna go help kill your mom. Bye. And she's just off.
You see his eyes kind of go a little bit wide with like the realization of, she just say that out loud?
Uh-huh.
Jacob is going to grab Eurydice's shoulder as she's kind of like making her way out.
She's like,
And-
yes.
He is holding a dagger that he has had since he has been a part of the Westrom family. And he turns and flips it and hands it handle to Eurydice.
Oh.
Well, I trust you know what to do with this.
Yes, I do.
Well,
It'll go in her head.
someone's got to lead the people out there. You take care. I trust you. And he looks intently as much as he can. He has lowered the blindfold and is looking intently.
Oh god, this is the first time you're seeing his scar.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He
She
just lowers
looks
it
in.
down.
She looks at him, she's like, got it. Totally
go,
serious. Yeah,
And
she
then-
knows. She understands.
In the moment you see Jacob poof into a flock of feathers, and all of a sudden there's now an owl sitting in front.
Hoot.
Oh, you sneaky bastard!
You clever.
I
Jacob,
forgot you can do that!
Jacob is now holding a short sword on top of his earth elemental,
Oh, kick ass.
and is now just charging forward with him.
Okay. So you are Earth Elemental leading the people out.
Yes.
Okay. Eurydice. Do you follow Jensen?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you take anyone else with you?
No. Too many people. Let's
Okay.
just go.
Okay. So, he leads you into that hallway that there's one door on the left that leads to all the food that you've been snaking some of, and one door
Yeah.
on the right, which you figured was a barracks. He leads you into that barracks, which there's nobody in there right now, and there's a door at the back, and he takes you to that door, opens the door, and there is a little bit of a hallway that you follow, and then some stairs cut into the rock itself that are winding up.
Before going up those stairs, she's gonna go back to the barracks. And can she use Sacred Flame to set everything on fire so no one follows them?
Yeah, you can set. I mean, it's a stone room, so you're basically making a little mini oven as you burn all the wood and sheets in
because
there.
it's all the wood shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Yeah, you're making an oven. So,
Oh, boy, that's
so yeah, you can
awesome
bake
stuff.
some people as they go through.
That seems fair.
All right. So, yep. All right, and then there's a stairwell that winds and leads up,
Okay.
and
Let's do this.
it's got some torch sconces along the way to light it. But other than that, it's just this in the middle of a mountain stairwell going up. All right.
I'm sorry. Now my brain keeps thinking the bird that appeared. It's Kyle. He's just staring at you.
Sup,
You get-
tiny
Shoulder
monster.
You got stuck with Kyle.
Yeah. No. Yeah. She will grab Kyle, put him on her shoulder, and she'll be like, she'll hold him like a sack of flour or like a football, and just go.
I should have anticipated Kyle being in this episode. I don't have a monster energy. I have failed.
Failed.
I have failed. All right, so
Okay, who would be the one that would? Oh yeah.
So, all of a sudden, finally, crack, and the tunnel opens into another tunnel as you guys, and
How big of an animal Cole can Cole change into? Because if he can, he's changed into an elephant.
okay, not,
I don't think he'll fit.
yeah,
No.
not quite that big.
Okay, then he's like a boar or something. He's
Yeah.
just like, "Rrrr."
I think the best he can do is like a medium-sized creature, because it's based on CR.
I just have Lion King playing in my head. No, fucking Pumbaa. When he's like,
Okay.
You-
did you call me a pig?
Did you? They call me
Warthog. Oh, was it Mr. Pig or Mr. Warthog?
Mr. Pig.
Ah.
All right.
Believe me, I have that movie memorized.
Okay, so it's very hard to see it.
No, it looks that. Yeah, it
But
does.
basically, you guys bust through, and if you're watching in the stream, you guys bust through a hole pretty much right. Yeah, because that darn thing comes in the way, so it's going to hide it. So I can't do it. But you bust a hole right. Where's my just regular light? I just want my regular flashlight.
No.
It won't do it. All right.
I'm not asking.
But
you
you're
this,
right where the mouse cursor is. That's the best I can do for you. You bust through a hole right where that mouse cursor is. Okay? And you come onto this platform here where and why does that I want that one to be not hidden.
Just minor technical difficulties.
Yeah. Trying to get the right
These technical difficulties.
the
are
right
brought to
thing
you by
going.
Game Squad.
There we go. Okay, so that's that
Save
one.
15% off by using TOGG15.
Yes.
Go hit it.
All right. We'll do it this way.
I hate
There we
how
go.
zoomed in this whole map is. Like, I can't zoom all the way out to
Okay.
look at shit.
No, you can't. You guys find yourself in this tunnel that you can now see the tunnel on stream, and in that tunnel it leads up to a ladder going to a
Ooh, I found
platform
a
that
tunnel.
goes up to a space right here. Okay, there is also a lower level where you can actually see a platform here and some doors. So you can take one of two pathways now as you bust into here. There is a set of double doors that you can go through, or there is a ladder next to it that you can go up to what looks like to be another path. So,
Oh, I don't know which one of us you're talking to.
you. This is you and Rogar and all the rest of the group.
I'm
Yeah, I
sorry,
guess-
you never specified, so I thought she was still running with.
Oh no.
No, I guess I would look to Diane and be like, "Oh, you're leading this."
Would I recognize any of the secret passages that we just plowed through?
Oh no.
No?
No.
Okay.
All this seems very odd.
Jeez. Here's the problem. She knows where she's at now in comparison to where she needs to be because of what she talked to Jason about.
Yep.
So she's gonna look at all of the others and go, "What? I have to take care of something. I am trusting the rest of you to finish this out inside of the castle and help the others. I have to get to the vault, and the fastest way I can get there is by myself. I can take one of you with me."
Go, Ryan.
I mean, choose wisely.
It's kind of more so, do any of you want to go with me? Otherwise, I am going by myself.
I have no clue where we are, but
We're in one of the
Red-
probably escape passages that she
Yeah.
could use.
Razmith says, I studied the maps. I know where we are.
there was maps.
Yes.
Yeah,
No one ever
You-
showed me a map.
Well, you're back at the Salty Fish.
Oh, fucking lovely.
You did an important job.
Them.
I suppose.
Alright, and then she's going to put her hands together and open them and trigger her dimension door.
Okay.
Because the way the spell works is I can teleport myself to any location I have seen or to any specific item that I know where it is.
Yep.
And I've seen the inside of the vault because of her clairvoyance
Yes.
and all of the visions.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna trigger dimension door and go through it to wind up directly in front of the necklace.
Okay. So, you're doing that. Razmith leads you guys through the double doors that are on the same level instead of leading you up the ladder.
I'm
And he
cursing frantically.
Yeah, and he says, I'm pretty sure, based on the maps, this will lead us... hold on, let me get this one to do its job. No, oh, that one's good. It is the lower one. There we go. This is the servants' areas. So we should be able to get through here without alerting any guards. So you guys... So you guys are going to be coming right through here, and I will even go so far as to put... Where are you?
So amazing. I wish I could see this, but
You can, eventually.
I don't. Yeah, in three weeks I will be able to see.
Why 3 weeks?
I have no internet out here. I'm running on crappy internet.
No.
Tailspire was ruining it at one point, so I was like, I have to
really?
close you.
That's fair.
So, theater of mind moment.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining.
Unfortunately,
everything's
I have to go
black
through
and silver and
doors. I have to
purple.
go through doors just to try to get you into the damn building. It keeps wanting to be a dick.
Oh, well then stop making it be a dick.
Alright, well then instead I will make it be the shit.
Exactly.
Alright.
I
There we
just
go.
see a little figurine move around.
Yoink! There we go. Rogar is in the building. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, so Rogar, you and Razmith and the dumbasses and all of them are in here in the building. I see. Just patience. Patience. Okay. When you're getting ready to pop out there, Diana, Lee volunteers to go with you.
Okay.
And then you guys are going to dimension door. The rest of the troop, which I'm using Rogar to represent, you start you start making your way through the castle, based kind of following Razmith's directions that he gave you as to where to go and everything, and you make your way out through a set of double doors into a very large kind of antechamber. And in this antechamber there are braziers everywhere and everything. You come out into there, and as you come out into there, and I have to move all my peoples. There are many, many people waiting for you. See, I wasn't planning on you guys coming this way, but it's what happened.
Oh, because we had Rasmus leading them.
Yeah. But anywho, you guys come through there, and the room as you enter it appears empty. But then, I think this is the last of the ones I really need to get. Oh no. Yeah, because I got some of those. There we go. So it appears empty to you guys. But then as you step through, Razmith is saying, well, I think we need to go up that way. And you start to move towards this main door up here. But then, stepping out of the door, comes a figure that Diana would most definitely recognize.
Oh, can I describe her?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, it is her mother, yes?
Yes.
Cool. When she comes into the room, it becomes instantly obvious where Diana got her looks from, because if it weren't for the jet black hair, she would be the spitting image of Diana. The difference is her hair is completely jet black and completely straight and goes to about her shoulders. Her eyes are the same piercing blue color that she has. The clothing she wears, Diana likes to look nice, but what her mother is wearing is beyond what any functional queen would actually need. The robes are complete black silk with gold inlining, as well as being tailored perfectly to her form. When she walks, there's a very distinct and loud clicking sound from her heels, and as she does, she likes to use her magic to try and intimidate people to cause little sparks to flare out from beneath her feet as she walks. And she holds an immediate power of arrogance and strength, because anyone who follows her, the moment she comes into their line of sight, they drop to their knees for her.
That's
everything hurting.
Yep, that's what you see. And what you see is the room appeared empty, but when you came up onto kind of this raised platform, making your way towards the double doors, the double doors opened, and the woman that was just described walks through and looks at you and then smiles. She snaps her fingers, and all of a sudden, all over around you, several different figures all of a sudden seem to materialize, as if they were there all along, but you just couldn't see them. And, well, one other figure that happens to materialize next to your mother, Diana, is one that, well, you and Jacob would recognize, as Lady Redstone is standing there
Okay.
next to Crystal. And
Two birds, one stone. Let's go, bitch!
in front of you, and I haven't transferred them all, but in front of you, blocking your way to these two ladies, are several well-armed and armored guards. And when you look around, behind you, you see 4 elemental beings. One of earth, one of air, one of fire, and one of water. And then Rogar. Give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so you guys picked the right person to do this, man. Hey, guess what?
4?
4 again.
Okay. You see some movement, but don't really notice what it is. It's off to kind of ahead of you and to the right. You don't really pay it too much mind. There's so much going on around you right now. But go ahead and roll for Rasmuth perception, please. Diana.
Please tell me it's Eurydice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Do a
roll.
fucking sneak attack and then just get to jump someone.
And then his perception, does he even have a plus to his perception? No.
I'm gonna need
So he got a 17.
A 17. Okay. Rasmuth taps you on the shoulder and says, 4 more over there.
Rasmus taps me on the shoulder.
Yes, he quickly builds a stairway, goes up it, taps you on the shoulder. No,
he climbs up Cole.
Yeah, he climbs up. There you go. No, he kind of, he nudges you, elbows you in the hip or something. I don't know. It says
Don't touch
four,
me.
4 more over there.
In the armored hip part.
At which point you look and actually do pay a little more attention. You see Varain, Kale, Seta, and, well, that's not the gnome. There's somebody else in some kind of robe. And the queen standing before you says, A rabble, I see. And where's my wayward daughter? I thought you would have brought her with you. I'd heard she might be in town.
Oh, give me 30 more seconds, bitch, and I will be right there. Oh, that makes me angry.
Give me 2 more hours, I'll be there as well.
Give me like maybe a day.
Okay.
You're riding an earth elemental. I think it can run pretty good distance.
I'm sending you a message really quick.
And 30 burrowing speed. It's not fast at all.
It's got a 30-foot burrowing speed. You could probably get there pretty quick.
Yep.
So,
Just gonna bust through the gate.
I won't do that.
does anyone say anything who's there? Rasmuth, Rogar?
Yeah,
Alright.
I was thinking, like, am I gonna be an asshole and do it right now?
Eurydice just
This is an
somehow.
assassination.
I was gonna say something along those lines.
Jason, I
because
sent
they
you a
compelled the
question.
duel.
You feel the Eurydice just like, tell her she's an asshole.
I sent you a message.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I will.
You feel through the spirit of Tenebris.
We see Varain's here, you guys. Like, there's a lot of mixed feelings. This is my, like,
Eurydice will not hesitate to kill all of those people.
I will waste a revivify. I'm so sorry, you guys. Rogar's still not over her.
Wait.
You were engaged to someone else.
Yeah, it's the elf girl that I saved.
It's the person who kidnapped Diana.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've
No,
also
it's a
got like
different
another
person.
boyfriend on the side.
I know. Rogar wants the
them.
fucking harem, okay?
Yeah, no.
Those. He also engaged a barmaid when we were in Panea.
I like people sometimes. Okay, I'm picky. When I like someone, I like them. 3 people in the world.
Alright.
This is the same chick that kidnaps Diana.
Oh yeah, Rogar
Okay.
remembers.
Now, Rogar or Rasmuth, or someone else who's actually there, because Jacob, you're not there, Eurydice, you're not there, Diana, you're not there.
The best I can think of that Rasmuth would do, based on how I know Nick, is him just pointing at her mother and going, "Oh, you and I are gonna have a lot of fucking words after this."
If he does say that, which we'll say he does, she just kind of raises an eyebrow as she looks his way. And then kind of a smirk like, yeah. Rogar, do you say anything?
Yeah, I look to the queen. I just kind of like dead eye lock her, trying to ignore the situation off to my right now. You know, I'm like, never been to a live queen's beheading.
To that, she kind of, it's almost like it's a nose blow. You know, like a, she
I'll call
just
out
kind of,
my sword.
okay, your sword comes into your hand. And she looks over at Lady Redstone and she says, "My dear, would you mind handling this pittance for me? I shall be awaiting that child of mine." The doors open once again, and the devil's there. And she walks through them, and then they slam shut behind her. And Lady Redstone looks at all of you and says, Well, now, time for my fun. I get to kill you all. At which point,
I know you.
Rogar, you hear a voice speak up and say, "My lady, no. They must face justice. They've broken the law."
That's my possible future wife.
One of your.
What a ready.
Yeah.
And-
2 girls.
And
Less.
then Lady Redstone looks over at Varain and says, "You will do as you are told and as you are paid to, lowly merc." Varain looks over at Kale and at Seta and says, "You know this isn't right." And they both nod at her. And then from behind them, the new one in their party says, "I quite like the lady's opinions. You know, we brought you in as a potential replacement, and thus far you've been nothing but a headache." "Oh, really? Well, maybe I throw my lot in with others who have more sense than you people." And all of a sudden, springing forth from his hands, flames lick out towards Kale, Varain, and Seta, hitting them. And that is where we'll end, as next week we'll be rolling initiative as combat begins.